that we are the American Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people there wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred daughter or son of them. Your heritage is right here now.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you want to get ready for the future, if you want to be treated well in the future, treat others well in the present. Victor Hugo said, "No force on earth can stop an idea whose time has come." The idea of one race, the human race, is an idea whose time has come. We are
and we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a lying motherfucker. You nigga talking about we African. You African, nigga. I ain't African.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turning to morning dew. Then you don't stop. Got the key to the lock, we in our own zone. Make yourself at home, get to know mine on the inside. Can meet at yours next time. And you feel it fresh and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place. Now my place is your place, let's face it.
Salute, everybody. Does my mic sound okay, y'all? How y'all doing, beautifuls? Beautiful Empress Freedom Feather, beautiful Yellow Hammer Sawaki or Sawake, Will Williams. Wow, I'm a Williams. Cherokee Born, hey, beautiful. So, Cherokee, the breakdown of You Did Not Miss It. It is going to be this Sunday, the breakdown of the Matrix in Zoom, and that's free. We're going to come live and put the link in YouTube to direct the people to Zoom. And DJ Ad Power, Chief Curtis are going to give the breakdown, and hopefully we can get Lieberson in there. I think we might be able to this Sunday, the 6th, what is it? This Sunday, the 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. 6-5. No, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, I'm sorry. 8 o'clock Eastern. But we'll be announcing it all week. All week we'll be announcing it because we have a lot of people on the West Coast that want to be in there, and we want to make it a convenient time for them on Sunday. So this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will come live. Some of you will get it in the email, the Zoom link that comes directly in. All right. So I'm looking forward to that breakdown. Willie's looking forward to that breakdown. So you did not miss the breakdown of the Matrix. This is no charge. It's just that we want to be safe on what we say and what is best said in Zoom. So that's that. So shout out to DJ. Shout out to Yellowhammer, Phyllis, beautiful Brown. I'm a Brown too. Cherokee Born, darling, Nature Nick, Mike, Big Dog Philly OG, Juice, first one being in here. Salute to you, brother. Let me see. DJ is not moderated up. What? I got to mod you up. I got to do some modding up. Give me a minute, y'all, so I could mod up. Instead of, all right, there it is. I got to mod up. Okay, so I got you, DJ, and Juice. I got you. I'm doing you right now. So I got you. I got you. All right. Hey, One World, One Hood. How you doing? So I think you're awesome. DJ, say something in the chat. Juice, say something in the chat. Love and respect to you too, Michael. Michael Butler. Okay, cool. You should be modded up. Say something really quick. One World, One Hood for show. DJ, type something in the chat. And Juice, type something in the chat. Y'all should be modded up. I think you should be. Anyway. Cool. All right. So you're good. That means Juice is good too, because I did the same thing. So we're going to get in. What we're going to get in today. A few things. First, we want to get into standing on Granny's word. All right. At this point, y'all, me personally, I got too much work to do for Waya. The Pan Boo Boo, I love watching the debates. I'm leaving that officially today to the brothers. I ain't got time to debate Pan Boo Boos. Lady Space, shit. I gotta moderate you up. Damn. I'm gonna be doing I'm moderating people up. Maybe I'll stay on this side, but the Pan Boo Boo shit, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it is dead. Coffin and everything. From ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Hi, Lex. How are you? So, listen. Here's what I want to talk about. There's quite a few things I want to talk about. But before we're going to talk about Granny and Grandpa first. And I'm going to show you some layouts because, we got to give you the visual. We have to give you the visual. And because when you see the visual, it sticks better. First of all, throw up some fire. Let's send a little shout out to my granny, all right? Because that's my granny. And my granny ain't no damn African. She Indian all day. Cherokee all day. The nose, that's Cherokee. You got white Cherokees that look like that, and you got them copper colored ones that look like that. And she got the goddamn Indian rollers in her damn head. Okay? If these niggas is claiming to be Indians and first people of this land, you know damn well my granny is. Don't even play with me. Don't. Let's not go there. That's my granny. And my granny was born in 1931. Okay? And me, Pookie, and Ray Ray, we out here. We out here. We all out here in YouTube. All of us. First thing we're going to do is put some respect on Granny and Grandpa's name. I ain't even, damn, I got to get Grandpa. I got to get my grandpa, y'all. But that's my damn granny. That's my granny. My granny. My granny came to Connecticut because they were pushed off their land in South Carolina. And they were pushed off in 1929. They came to Connecticut. And we, us, have been here ever since in Connecticut. So 1929, 39, 49, 59, 69. That's 40 years. They came here 40 years before I was even born. 40 plus, almost 50 before I was born. They were pushed off their farmland, and it was a lot of threatening going on. In fact, my grandmother wasn't even born. She was born like 2 years after they came to Connecticut. But her older sister, Viola, was born. She was a little girl, and they had to leave. Now, my grandmother's sister is mulatto, and she has more of her European features. My grandmother's oldest sister. And they both got like 10 sets of kids each. And it was a very difficult time for my grandmother's mother, my great grandmother. She came here as a young woman. She first went to Oklahoma, stayed there a little bit, and then booched her way to Connecticut with the rest of the family. You know how young girls is. They want to go with their boyfriends and blah, blah, blah. So she went ahead, her mother, my granny's mother, she went to North Carolina for a minute, married my grandmother's dad, and then they went to Oklahoma for a minute and then shot to Connecticut. And we've been here ever since 1931. Okay. I have family in South Carolina now. I have family in Boston, New York, and South Carolina, Virginia, Washington State. So we're all over the place now. Yeah, and I'm gonna shout out to my damn granny, and that was our big mama. That's my big mama. That's who taught me how to cook, taught me how to care for my family, taught me how to cook for a large family. My grandmother made sure everybody ate. That's one thing that my matriarch did, is never let us go hungry back in the 70s. I don't give a damn if we had 2 bologna and cheese sandwiches with a glass of Kool-Aid and 3 cookies. That was a meal, and it stuck to my damn ribs because it was rough in the 70s. But it was even worse for them because they lived off their farm in South Carolina. And at that time, people were leaving and being pushed off their farms in the South like crazy. And I look forward to retiring in the next 6 years from the state. I have the years, but I don't have the age. And I'm going back to South Carolina. I love it out there. It's beautiful. And I'll be jumping around South Carolina, Oklahoma, Georgia, and Florida. I'll be jumping around in all 4 states when I retire because that's all the states that our land is in, and I will be going. Um, so let's get into why first it's important to respect granny and grandpa when they tell you who you are, because there were things granny and grandpa could not say. And you're going to see that it's not such a far ways back, because I'm going to show you the visual and get you to understand. If I could see to my great 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 grandmother and have official documents, you damn sure better believe. Now I'm talking back 4 grannies from me. That's 4 generations back. If I could reach those records and stand on them, you damn sure better believe. If I could reach back and understand my 4th great grandmother, and then my granny, and I'm going to show you, can reach back 4 generations. What damn year do you think granny and grandpa is in? Let's take a look at it. Smash the like button, y'all, because this is serious. And I want y'all to listen to this segment, okay? Because right now, we're all at the stage. We know who we are. We understand who we are. We all know not to listen to the Pan Boo Boos, because we know that their story, what it's all about. We know what it's all about. And we know that it doesn't have a leg to stand on. We understand that. The only thing that those guys have, and I'm telling you, is a Bible, okay? An OS Bible and DNA tests. That shit, and they're citizens of the United States in the corporation. All right? I'm telling you that none of those tests will make it in any state or federal court. It's not accepted. So they don't have shit. Do you understand me when I tell you that? These Negroes don't have nothing to stand on. Nothing. Anytime you bring a Bible in a debate and pull up scriptures, you lost. You're fucking done. You can't go into court and quote scriptures from the Bible or bring a ancestry or any other DNA test to court. You can't. So right there alone, that's their massive proof. DNA test. None of that shit walks in no courts. All right? But I'm going to show you what will walk and what you need to instill in you. You're unindoctrinated now. We all know that Pan-Africans, there's nothing they can say to you to convince you or persuade you that you came from a landmass that your granny never spoke about. All right? So let's look at this. Let's look at this visual chart. And then we're going to get into the court system. All right? Again, shout out to my granny. And also shout out to the Master Tuckets and Mohegans. All right. I'm even going to, give him a shout out, because he gave his story of how he was taken to Bermuda, but he came back to Connecticut and reestablished his tribe. Okay. And he understands that he has Negro ancestry. And that's how he is the Indian he is. It's a fact. This gentleman on the right, he said that he has more of his European features. Okay, I'm going to respect him. He has more of his European features, his Irish features. He said that before the General Assembly, and I'm going to respect him. I'm not going to bash him. Okay, there's a lot of people that are passing for full blood white who are ashamed and will not admit their Negro ancestry, and that's cool. You can run, but you can't hide. You can't hide them nigger features. Only a few of you can. So, that being said, let's get into it. I put this little chart together today because it's important. And this is the chart that should give you confirmation not to disrespect Granny. Smash the like button, y'all, and share, please. Why it's important not to. Don't you dare disrespect Granny. Now, I was born in 1966. My mother was born in 1948. She's still alive. Praise God. Praise the ancestors. My grandmother, who I just showed you the picture of, was born in 1931. Her mother, which is my great-grandmother, was born in 1908. My great-great-grandmother, she was born in 1878, and she died in 1958 when my mother was a teenager. Because my mother was 48, 58. My mother was 10 years old, and my mother knew her grandmother, her great-grandmother. My grandmother, my great-great-grandmother was born in 1837. Okay? And she died in 1922. All right? My great-great-great-great-grandmother was born in 1817. And my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was born in 1800, and she is on the 1800 census. Okay? So, that's a lot of generations back. Now, let me first find where you guys are. Oh, I can put this up here. Now I see you. Oh, Rashida, baby, thank you. Shout out to you, and I ought to mod you up too. But I'm behind this damn screen. Matter of fact, I must respect you and get in there and mod you up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I humbly do. Hi, Tiff. Hey, cuz. I'm going to mod you up too, baby girl. So I can see you when you come in here. Hey, baby girl. So let's go. So now, that's a lot of generations to be able to go back. So now, I was born, me being born in 1966 on the top, and I'm able to go back to my great-great-grandmother who was alive when my mother was born. I'm able to go back 4 generations, and I'm counting from myself, not including myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which brings me to the next bullet of reds. My mother was alive when this woman was born, and she was able to talk to her. Okay? So my mother knew stories from my grandmother that was born in 1878. Okay? So my mother knows she's Indian. My grandmother knows she's Indian. So and my great-great-grandmother know she's Indian. Okay? My grandmother was born in the time they were pushing people off the lands in the South and hanging people and burning their houses down, getting them off their lands so they can take the land. Okay? We have the documents that shows that my great-great-granddad, who was the head of the household, they owned their own farm. And it was a family of 16 of them on that farm. 16. And they all worked their farm. Okay? So if I can go back to 1878, me being born in 66, and it's landing me back to the second set of red where it says my great-great-grandmother, how far, where do you think my grandmother's going to go land at when she goes back? If I know my great-great-grandmother, don't you think my grandmother know hers? Now, if you count back from 1931, right, where the yellow is highlighted, which when my grandmother was born, okay, my grandmother damn sure could go back to her great-granny in 1817. Okay? Listen, the Indian Removal Act. Look at the bottom of that date. Look at the date. Indian Removal Act was May 28th, 1830. Removal. Who do you think was being moved off their land? Now that third red, that's the farm. 1800. Look at the bottom red. You don't think my great-great-grandma that was born in 1878, don't know her great-grandma? Listen, look at the second red highlight. My great-great-grandmother. All right? Now let's take it back to her great-grandma, born in 1800. So my great-great-grandma mama and them. And if the Indian Removal Act was May 28th, 1830, let's play school. If the Indian Removal Act was May 28th, 1830, and that took you all the way to the 1900s when it ended. So if the Indian Removal Act was in 1830, who on this chart was getting forced off their lands in the South? Come on, put it in the chat. Put the answer in the chat. Put the answer in the chat. Who was getting put off their lands in the South in 1830 on my chart? Everybody. Starting from 1908 back to 1800, all of them were in South Carolina. Who on this chart, if the Indian Removal Act was May 28th, 1830, who was getting moved off the land, their farmland in the South? Who was getting moved off, y'all, on the chart? Let me know. Give me the answer, y'all. Let's get the answer. And this applies to all of y'all when you're doing your genealogy. Who was getting pushed off the land in the South during the Indian Removal Act on this chart? Give me the answers, y'all. Sylvia, Marcus, King of Allen, Big Dog. Let's go. Who was getting put off? Come on, y'all got the answer? The Indian Removal Act was in 1830. Y'all have the answer? Hello? In 1800, well, passed down on my grandfather's side or my grandma's side? Which one? According to my grandma in 1878, her side of the family were Cherokees. That's the information, and that's how she lived. Which one was getting pushed off the land? Let me see. Give me bread. Mm. Who? Kimmy, you come up on the panel because the thing is moving so fast. I'm gonna put the link in for you, hun. Paste. There you go. Kimmy Bread. Hit the link, honey. What generation? And this just isn't for me. I'm just giving you the visual. But those are accurate dates of my ancestors. Oh, okay. Hey, Kimmy.
How you doing, honey?
Hi. I couldn't read it because the messages are going by so fast in the chat. But according to the Indian Removal Act, who was getting pushed off their farmlands in the South in 1830? Who more than likely was that?
The third generation grandmother.
And which one is that?
My grandmother, from what I can see.
What?
Let's see, one.
Look at 1830. 1830. All the way. I'll give you the removal dates when people were being pushed off their farmland.
I know it started in 1830.
Right.
All right, so third generation grandmother, my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother.
The era was between 1828 and 1849. Some of them say 1830 to 1860. There you go. That's right. That's right, DJ. Anywhere. It starts anywhere from on that chart, starting from 1830. So it's fair to say 1837 and up because my folks had to get to leave. They had the choice of going to Oklahoma or but they redid the Dawes Roads. You have to remember that. So they had the choice. Some stayed, some fought on the side of the Union. Because remember now, we had the Civil War so that they would not, so that they could try and stop Civil War, which started in 1861. So during my great great grandma in red, the Civil War was going on when she was born. She went through that. She went through that. That shit started in the 1860s. And when that, I can't even imagine what was going on. If she was just a baby, she's like 8 years old. So she lived through the Civil War period down there in South Carolina. She never made it to Connecticut. Oh, yes, she did. I'm sorry, she did. because she died in 1958 in Connecticut. But her mama didn't make it. She died and they buried her right there on the reservation. But she went through that Civil War. Now, some of our family fought on the side of the Confederates. They wanted to leave things the way they were in the South. And some joined the Union. They wanted to break out of those lifetime contracts, indentured servitude contracts. They wanted it out. They wanted to change. Now, let me tell you something. That 1800 census, we could not move around in the southern states living. Your tribal affiliation had jurisdiction over you in the 1800s. You see there at the bottom? Kimmy? Hey,
I see it.
Choctaw. All right. During that time, you couldn't move. Like if my granny moved, they didn't move out of the South until 1929. You couldn't move in other areas in the South. Well, why would you when you have all this big ass farm? You can't just move. And whatever Indian occupied that territory in the 1800s was the Indian that you were. Now, understand this. A lot of those unrecognized Indians did not fight on the side of the Confederate. A lot of the unrecognized Indians fought on the side of the Union. They assisted in the war. Now, in that area was Indian territory then. The states of South Carolina, point blank, was a state already. A lot of them. And just because a lot of the states became part of the corporation didn't mean that all the Indians agreed. The only way they were able to get those states to become states is a lot of the chiefs ceded the lands to the corporation and they became states. But a lot of the people that lived on those lands and didn't want to abide by the fact that the chief ceded the land into the corporation, they didn't want to abide by the corporate laws, which brought on that Civil War. So a lot of the folks in the South fought to try and, fight. They didn't go out without a bang. They lost the war to the Union, but that's why you saw those photos of South Carolina being all bombed up and stuff, especially Charleston. That was a colonial state that was ceded by one of the chiefs, but then they took on and the whole state became a state, South Carolina. But like I said, a lot of the unrecognized Indians did not abide by it, the fact that it became a state. They was like, no, I'm not. And that's when all the bombing and fighting, even by our own people, took place in the South and all the Confederate states. All of those that did not want to abide by the laws of the corporation, they fought in the Civil War against it. That's why I read you the Negroes when they all met together, remember, in that General Assembly and said, it's over. The war is over. We lost. Remember the other day when I read that?
Yeah, I caught the back end of that.
Okay,
That interview. I
but a
didn't
lot of
see it
people,
all. Yeah, I
a
gotta
lot
go
of
back and
people
see
were
all
in here,
that.
right? They all convened, and they let them know we lost. It's over. It was, wasn't great for us, but we lost, and it's over. The war is over. It wasn't in our best interest. These are the Confederates talking during that assembly. I'll bring it up at a later time, but I really want people to understand that in the 1800s, and listen, you have to understand. You have your recognized Indians, which are only a fucking few, and you have your unrecognized ones, the Yamasees and all of them. They were not all recognized Indians. All those, a lot of them in the South, but they fought a bloody war not to end the economy in which it was run in the South. In the 1800s, you couldn't move from different towns to different towns because you was going to be fighting Indians. It's just like pulling up on Pookie and Ray Ray's block and you live on another side of the town. You can't just pull up in Pookie and Ray Ray's territory thinking you're going to sell on their territory. Same shit in the South. Indians. If you was Creek, right? And you think you're going to live in, let's just make up an Indian tribe. There's so many in South Carolina. Let's say you were a freaking Cherokee. It wasn't happening. So where your farm was in that territory before they made it a state is the Indian you were always. The Negro Indian. You could have been a Seminole. I mean, during these years right here is when a lot, oh my goodness, of them ran to Florida and became the Seminole all down there. That's why when them soldiers went to Florida to try to look for the runaway slaves, they
Right.
couldn't figure out who the fuck was who. So they went to the Seminole chief and said, "Where are they?" Because you couldn't pick. They was all niggas.
Right. Right.
They didn't know which one to take. So understand this. You listen to me again. I'm in 66. I can go back to my great-great-grandma and my great-great-great-grandma. I have those official records. I know that they were pushed off their farmland. You should know too, in these same years, or they might be not exactly the same, but they're within that era.
Right.
Understand this. You stand on Granny's word. If my great granny in 1878, if I can go back to her, you don't think she can go back to her great grandma? Her big mama? Or better yet, how about just her grandma? Forget the 1800 census. Let's just go to 1817.
Right.
You don't think great grandma don't know her great grandma? You don't think they
That's
know
true.
who they are?
That's true.
No African tales in any of these years. This is blood lineage right here. Fuck a DNA test. This is real blood lineage. Birth certificates wasn't even made to the goddamn 1900s. This is real blood
That's
lineage
true
right
too.
here.
Right.
This is blood lineage. Everything you see up here is federal documents. State documents are documents like marriage certificates, birth certificates, death certificates. Those are state documents. Those federal census sheets, you got your state and your federal. Listen, I want you to know Shout out to everybody in the chat room listening. I'm going to pull that chart up again because I want you to look at it. I want you to see it. I want you to understand it. See, when you visually see it, it makes more sense and it tells more of an official story. And I'm going to tell you this. Black and Negro are derogatory terms.
True. You know what, Sister Beth? I'm glad you said that.
They are.
Morgan Freeman been talking about this for the last 2 days now. Morgan Freeman been talking about this for the last 2 days now. Black History Month. He sure has.
It's a derogatory term. Negro is a derogatory term, both in Spanish and English. It's derogatory. And now you say, okay, we know who we are. It's clear who we are visually, blood lineage wise, here in North America. When they say shit to you like Negro Indians, they're calling you a black Indian. That's derogatory.
It is that.
In Spanish and English. It's humiliating and it's wrong. And you shouldn't put up with this shit. You have every goddamn right to go and correct your race identity as an individual. These states have no right to classify you in such a manner. And I'm telling you, he who has a voice, you better listen. So they say, okay, so I know who I am. I know the Indian I am. I know that I was in these Indians occupied this area during the time of Indian removal. No, they're not unrecognized. Look, the federal government don't recognize a lot of tribes. But who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck at this point? Well, let me tell you what you have a right to do, and we have a right to tell you this. You have a right to walk in your vital statistics office. What do you do as an individual? This shit is personal, and you need to make it personal. You need to put your individual birth state in check. You as the individual, let me tell you something. You walk in that vital statistics office, state, local town where you were born, and you tell them that you want this derogatory shit corrected because it's you. It's a reflection of you. Now, these motherfuckers don't like Indians. They never did like the aboriginals. They don't. Get the fucking denial from them. Get it. That's what you want. And then you take their fucking ass to court and sue them. It's not in no local state's constitution to identify you as a fucking black. If it is, show it in the Constitution. That alone is against your local state's constitution. Every state got a constitution. Throw up some fire if you understand that. You want the denial so you could, and this is going to happen. You want the denial. You want them to humiliate you. If you're not going to humiliate transgenders, you damn sure ain't going to humiliate my true identity. Understand that. Listen, I need you to listen to me as the individual. I need you to listen to me. And I mean this shit. I've been in this too long. You have every right to go in your local state, your local town where you were born, and have that derogatory shit removed from your birth certificate. Let them deny you, because then you have a lawsuit. You have a fucking lawsuit against your state. There is nothing in your local state's constitution that said you have to be a motherfucking black, a nigger. And if you do, prove it. You know why you're not going to see it in your local state's constitution? Because that shit cannot be in conflict with the United States Constitution. They're already, if they deny you, they're already, I'm telling you, they're already in violation of the Constitution the minute they deny you. You can't put that on. There are already cases where you cannot I'm telling you, you're asking me what's next. I am telling you what's next.
You know, Sister Bethy, you and I were talking about this probably about a month ago. You and I was when I said I went to the Body Statistics in Richmond, Virginia, and they denied me to correct my status.
Did they deny you in writing or verbally?
Verbally.
They didn't put it in writing? Verbally?
No, they didn't put it in writing.
Oh, they're not going to put it in writing. They know better.
No, they
now, but still, you have a case. You get the name of the office you went to and the person at the window that denied you. And you sue her as you get her fucking name and you sue her as the individual and you sue the commissioner. And then you sue the fucking state all at once. They're all in violation because the bitch represents the state.
Okay.
You can't do that. And she denied you verbally in the scope of her employment. Get a lawsuit for your individual state. This is how you work the motherfucker system. Or every individual. I'm telling you, if you don't listen and you don't pay attention and follow next steps, then you don't want change. You don't want change.
I'll work on that this week.
Don't take the next steps. You don't want change. Smash the like button. I'm going to take a 2-minute break, and I want you to think about it, and we're going to put the chart back up again. They denied you in the scope of their employment, and they wrongfully did not allow you to make a correction on your live certificate. Listen. If you don't want to do it, that's your business. This is on an individual basis. A motherfucker that tell you don't do it, fuck them. This is you. Worry about you, the individual you. An arrogant, stupid motherfucker that don't care, let them not care. If you care and you want to make a difference in your future children and grandchildren, then you make that change. You break that yoke. Fuck the next person. This is about you, the individual. Well, Roxanne,
that's what I'm doing it for.
That's your arrogant belief. You're looking for money. You know, I don't have time for immature little women like you. All right? This is my lecture. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out my chat room. Why are you listening? Take your ass out of here. I do you the same way I do arrogant ass niggas. Get your ass out of here. Bye. To you, it's not beneficial. But to other people that care about their future grandchildren, it makes a big difference.
You got that right. That's why I'm doing it for my grandkids and my kids.
That's right.
That's why I'm doing it.
You don't let nobody turn you away from doing anything that's going to make a difference in your lifetime, in your future children. It's all about setting the records for your future grandchildren. You don't allow a state to gentrify you out. They took your original name from you, your original identity from you, and just said you're a black. That's how they made the Indians dead. They made you black on your certificate.
Paper genocide.
So you could not be identified as to who you are. That's why they don't recognize you, because they said you're black. All the black ones, all those are all the Indians, they don't recognize as far as they're concerned. And that's the ugliest way to be. But yet a man could change his sexual identity. Oh no. Oh no. And we can't correct our race identity. Oh, you can change your sex, but you can't change your race. Oh, we gonna go to court on that one. No, you don't. You want us to respect the LGBT community. You're gonna fucking respect us too. You can change sex, but you can't change race? Are you fucking kidding me? And Peaches, in some states, they decided and they opt out of putting race on birth certificates. Now, if there's a spot on your birth certificate that labels race, but it's empty, then you can go in there and have it put in. But there were a couple of different federal forms that the states went by. Some of the forms on birth certificates had the race on it, and some didn't. So some states, like New York, elected not to have a race on it. So in that case, if a state used a federal form as its form of choice for creating birth certificates, you can't make them put a race on it. But that's a good thing that they don't have your race on it, because then now they didn't identify you. Okay? So check and see on your birth certificate if there is a spot that says race and it's just left blank. But if it doesn't say race at all, then you'd have nothing to worry about. Now, if you have a marriage certificate and it has a race on it, you can go back if the pastor that's alive or justice of the peace is alive. You can go back to them and get them to update and make corrections and bring it back to the town that you were married in to correct it. Or you could just check with the town locally and see if they'll fix it. But I don't think they can fix it once it's been official, unless you go back to the individual that married you and have it corrected for the record. You're damn right. I don't want my grandkids walking around, identifying as black. No. It needs to be corrected. We have a right to have dignity in who we are. And you will not, that by correcting your race identity, it takes away the false rhetoric that you're a descendant of Africa or African region. You want that shit off because it's not true. Africans did not own land and slaves in North America. The first original people and white foreigners did. You don't let no system that's supposed to fucking work for you tell you what to do. No. You want your town to deny you from correcting your race. You want them to, so you can fucking sue their ass. But just when you go in there and the person that verbally denies you, you get their fucking name because you're going to have to write it down when you file a lawsuit against them. That individual and also the person they work for, which would be the commissioner. Give me a 1 if you understand that. Give me a 1 if you understand that. For those individuals that are looking for next steps, give me a 1. Freaking awesome. And all of you that make these changes, you're going to make a difference and you're going to make the real noise. Because the difference between you and the fucking pan boo-boo, only one of y'all are able to keep it fucking real. Remember that. Them pan boo-boos can't walk in no fucking court with no DNA test. But you damn sure can walk in there with granny shit. Federal shit. Understand that. Give me some fire. We're going to talk more. I'm going to bring the chart back up because people are coming in and I want them to see this and understand it. Because sometimes you can't see yourself during the Indian Removal Act time. You can't see it. You got to see it on paper. So I'm going to play a little music. All right. And I just want you to look at this for a little while. Give me a little water break. And I'll be right back.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turning to morning dew, then you the key to the lock, we in our own zone. Make yourself at home, get to know mine on the inside. You need a joy. things been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turning to morning dew, then you feel it rushing and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place now. My place is your place, let's face it. Baby, you know all the places.
All right, family. Let's go. All right, now. The link is in the chat. If anybody wants to join, we're going over why you better not dare disrespect Granny. Don't you dare. And y'all see my granny. My granny. That's my granny. And you better believe I'm not going to disrespect my granny. I dare you. My granny will beat your ass. Yep, and that's where I get it from. Damn right. And she smoked cool cigarettes. That's right. I'm my granny. That's my granny all day. I know I look like my granny. Yes, sir, baby. Listen, I don't have time. So we're talking about let's see. Let's go here. Let's check this one out. Let's talk about it. Now you see the Indian Removal Act. All right. We've seen those timelines. Hell, my granny went through, she went through the Civil War. They went through the Indian Removal Act. They went through the damn war of 1812. Jeez. Wow. That's a lot to go through. And they went through the Reconstruction era. Which was in 1863. Through 19 something to 18, so 19 something. This is why you're not going to disrespect Granny and Grandpa. You can't even fathom. You can't even understand being born in the late 1900s and 2000s. What the fuck Granny and Grandpa went through down south. Your little ass can't you can't even imagine. You can't even imagine what they went through. You can't. Look at just alone. I mean, you see the War of 1812. I literally had ancestors on census sheets, that 1800 census sheet that was here alive, 12 years old, while the War of 1812 was going on, while the Civil War was going on, while the Indian Removal Act was going on, while the Reconstruction era was going on. Pushed off their lands, burned out their homes, warning signs, fire shots. They were alive when this was going on. This is the shit that was done to them. Signs left up. Warning signs. Pushing them out their towns. Negroes, leave. War and Bonanza. Old man getting tied up by his neck. Look at this shit. Negroes warned to leave. Gave them 24 hours to get out of their homes. Old man, Tony Hayes, 81 years old, Polk County's only Negro resident, was burned to death Monday about 5 o'clock at his home, located a mile and a half east of Hatfield on 2 Mile Creek. So you know he was probably some fuck Creek Indian when the cottage he had occupied for many years, destroyed by fire. You gonna put some respect on Granny and Grandpa trying to fight to keep their lands from these pigs, and then have to live through these motherfuckers being on as legislators, our own people, pushing laws, reconstruction laws, to get our asses off our lands and push us in the hoods. This is the shit Granny and Grandpa had to stomach. And you dare sit there and tell me, you fucking pan boo-boos, tell me to tell my granny to shut the fuck up. She don't know what she talking about when it happened to her great grandma and her grandma, her mama. It happened to her mama. Get the fuck out of South Carolina off your farm. My family came up here in Connecticut hungry as hell. And you dare to tell me? How dare you? Wasn't no damn Africans allowed to live and own on Indian territory. You were that Indian. Just because the corporation don't fucking recognize the Indians don't mean that they didn't exist and that they still do. I tell you, the only way change is going to be made is if you, the individual, go to make that change. You don't need to be in a group of people to make a change. Yeah, our tribe filed a lawsuit. Yeah, we did. Okay. You don't need a group. Make their asses work. Any Indian this corporation didn't recognize, they identified them as black. The black ones are the ones that are not recognized. Please give me fire or one if you understand that. All the unrecognized Indians are black. That's why you're black. Because they don't recognize any black Indians. They recognize the white ones. That's the thing. You need to see shit for what it is. They don't recognize, the Indians they don't recognize did not die. They don't recognize, just like they don't recognize you today. You have a right to self-identify. This is why I tell you, you don't have to go back that far in the 1800s. Fuck out of here with the King James bullshit. If you put the timeline up, your granny was born in the time they was moving the Indians off their land, the War of 1812, the Reconstruction era, all that shit was, you look, you don't have, it's not far. It's not hard to figure this shit out. Look at these dates. It's not hard to figure this shit out. And looking at these dates, starting with when the Indian territories became states, and the ones that said, no, fuck that, we're not going without a bang, the Indians. We're not going about, you can, you naming it a state beyond, against my wishes as an individual on my farmland, you're going to make it a fucking state anyway. So they said, oh, fuck that, we're not going to go out without a bang. So there you have the War of 1812, the Indian Removal Act, the Civil War, the Reconstruction era. Tell me why you need to go beyond the fucking 1800s to figure out what Indian you are. Why do you need to? Why? Now I'm going to put, you saw all what I read, what happened in the 1800s as a result of what happened in the 1700s with the Indian territories becoming states. Now, you tell me, why do I need to go to the fucking 1600s and 1500s? What the fuck for? I see the Indian I am right in these years. In the years that the Indian territories became states. What territory was I in before it became a fucking state? Hello? Give me fire, please. What? Give me fire, please. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. Let's go. Why do I need to go beyond the years that they took the shit from the Indians for? Why? My grannies were born in the years that they was doing this shit. And guess what? So were yours. Oh, you're going to make it state? Fine, we're going to fight y'all ass. Up, here comes the War of 1812. Up, here comes the Civil War. Up, here comes Reconstruction. All that in these time periods. And what the hell was great granny doing? Oh, man, she was scared to death. Granny and grandpa protecting their kids through all this war shit. So we can live to speak of it today for them. They're not alive. But we're alive because they saved us through all that shit that went down. And we're alive to speak about it today. We're alive to speak about it. And I will not have no arrogant ass pan boo boo nigga sit there and disgrace what happened to my granny and their history as the first people of this land. I can walk in court and say, wait a minute, Your Honor. Let's talk about the motherfucking War 1812. Let's talk about Reconstruction. Let's talk about the Indian removal. You walk in there with your little blood test. That sheriff ought to walk your ass out, laugh your ass out. Lex, whatever's coming to you is going to come. And it's going to come hard. Good luck, bro. You doing it to your damn self. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, my people, those interested in the next steps, this is not hard to do. Your bloodline lived this. There is no reason why you can't walk in your vital statistics office. You want the motherfucker to verbally deny you because that's what they're going to do. They're not going to put it in writing to you. Of course not. They're not going to put the denial in writing. But the beautiful part is they think you ain't going to take their ass to court. Oh, yes, you got a lawsuit. That's harassment. That's bullying. That's retaliation. All of that. Bullying, harassing, retaliation when they deny you to correct an error on your birth certificate. That's unconstitutional. Oh, see, he want the problem. Smoke, come on up on the panel, baby. Cause Lex is coming up here to bother me. There's the link. I'm gonna let the brothers deal with you.
Hey, Sister Bethy, I'm not here to bother you. Come on, Sister Bethy. By the way, you look so pretty today.
Thank you.
Such a pretty little Indian. I want to give a shout out to Born Cherokee, Susan, and Jessica. My, another, part of my my little Indian harem that I'm starting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Welcome to the African side of things. We're gonna make some beautiful Afro-Indian babies to all my little Indian ladies out there. So we ain't gotta be mad at each other. We still come from the same stock. You know what I'm saying?
No, I disagree with you. I do not believe we come from the same stock.
Can we be
I'm not gonna. No, absolutely
hold on,
not.
Sister Bethy. Can we be Afro-Indians? You know how they got Afro-Mexicans,
No,
Afro-Brazilians.
no.
Why can't we be
absolutely not.
Afro-Indians?
No, because I want to be who I am. That's not who I am. I am not an Afro-Indian. My mother's alive. My mother's 75 years old, and she stands on her race identity.
Right. Okay.
And
but
she will not be an Afro-Indian. And I'm not going to be that. It makes no sense. I don't know any
You don't want to
Afro.
compromise at all. You don't want to try to get
Absolutely
along
not. I want to be truthfully who I am.
Right.
If you go and get your
Afro-Indian?
sex change, is that the truth of who you are?
No.
Okay. So Afro, Afro or whatever you're trying to say.
Afro-Indians.
No,
That's what
no,
a lot of
no.
people are. Let me
I
just
don't want to be
say,
that.
but let me just explain that you are aware, Miss Lovely Sister Bethy, that a lot of the slaves that the Indians tribes owned, and they also married some of their so-called slaves. You know, a lot of them, I think, were actually, you know, helping their brothers get into freedom by so-called buying them. But you know, like after the Civil War, you know, that's kind of where you get a lot of the freedmen, and so a lot of ex-slaves of the Indian tribes were granted tribal membership and land. You think that is where some of those records come from?
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but some
but
of them, right?
they were aboriginals. None of them were Africans.
Hold on, the people that were owned by the 5 civilized tribes were African prisoners of war that we call slaves.
No, they were not.
So they
I
were
disagree.
enslaving their own people.
100. Correct.
Oh,
Because a
okay,
lot of those
okay,
Indian chiefs, a
okay.
lot of those Indian chiefs were mulattoes, and they looked more. A lot of them looked more of their European side, but for the most part, they were mulattoes.
They were mulattoes with Africans too.
No, no,
African Indian
no,
blend.
no. The
Yeah.
only reason why the mulatto had the standing is because their parent was a Negro. Had nothing to do with the white European.
Right,
Remember,
that's what I'm saying. One of
one's
the
white.
meanings of mulatto is mixed with African and Indian.
No,
That's one of the
no,
meanings of mulatto.
No.
You didn't
Mulatto.
know that?
No, it's not. No, it's not that I didn't know it. It's Negro. They were mixed with the Negro. A Negro is what
Okay.
gave them their indigenous status.
So why were the Indians
Negro.
who own Negroes told to return those Negroes to the plantation? Runaway Negroes. So they was returning their own runaway brothers and sisters back to the plantation?
Correct, because they were leaving their families. Some of them were underage and little, and you leave your parent, you go, you
so
run away, you go off. There's some that even left their parents' plantation and went and worked on somebody else's plantation.
Right, I get that. I get it. So coonery is just part of the Indian bloodline, just trading on each other.
That's it. Our parents even sold us. Some of them sold their daughters. Some I read yesterday where women were purchasing husbands.
So I never really got your stance on this, darling. Are you saying that, are you one who believes that the so-called transatlantic slave trade never happened? There was no Africans that came to the Americas at all?
Facts. I do not
Okay,
believe
how
that.
would you explain the laws from different countries that outlawed the slave trade in their waters?
I have nothing or no care to do with other countries.
Oh, okay.
The only country that I study in, and I stand
even though you won't lie, Sister
the
Becky,
only countries that I worry about is North America. I don't care what
America
countries
also
in America
has a law that outlawed the importation of African slaves, ma'am. Would you like to Google that?
They used that term. They inserted that terminology. It was not used. It was not used back then. It was not used back then.
Yes, it was, sis.
That was not how they identified
All right, so
us.
who were they talking about outlawing the importation with ships? Where were they coming from?
They were talking about white people. They were not talking. No, yeah, okay.
Those are
indentured
servants.
I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you.
Are you saying that the law that the American put into place to outlaw the importing, the exploiting of slaves was talking about white people?
There were white. Yes, I read a whole article.
All right. What year?
Can we get that original document to confirm this act or this law that was past concerning. Yeah, we need that original document.
It's easy. All Sister
not
Betsy has to do.
Not a revision.
Brother.
We don't need a revision. Let's get that original document.
All right.
Let's examine it. Let's cross-examine. Let's cross-examine the article that you are referencing, bro. Yeah, we don't have to take your word on it. Nigga, you used to be an Indian. You used to be an Indian, now you're African. We don't trust you. You could be a triple, double agent, my nigga. Let's get that document. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get that original document.
Shout out to Smoke Signal.
Power to the motherfucking people.
All she has to do is Google when America outlawed the importation of slaves. And we can pull up the law and the year that it took place.
Did he say Google?
Yeah,
did you
Google.
say Google? Sir, did you say Google? With your professionalism, did you say Google?
I don't know. What did I say?
Did you say Google, sir? Sir, did you just say
Google?
Did you just say Google something?
That's a nice deflection tactic.
Did you just say Google something, sir?
Yes. So you can pull up the information and begin to search. How do you find articles and stuff? You Google them and get the information. So are you saying that America? Are you saying that America? Are you saying that America never outlawed the importation of slaves? That's not a law.
Yes.
All right. So then why are you acting like I'm saying something crazy when I ask you to Google it in order to pull it up?
Because first of all, I don't do Google. I like.
Well, how else will you find a document on a computer?
I like things that can stand in court. I don't like nothing that can't defend me.
All right, but when we're on the internet, when we're on YouTube, how else will you pull up a document on a computer?
I go to federal documents. That's what I do.
All right, so can you find that federal law?
No, you came on the panel with the smoke.
Hold up,
go find it. I'll give you the share screen after you find it.
We don't have to find it because we know it exists, right?
No. I want to see it. I usually show shit that I'm talking about.
See what I'm talking? Okay,
you can sit here. Listen, let's
play that
listen.
Game.
I'll give you the time. We have 2 people on the panel, so you get the document.
No, that's okay. If you don't accept that there's a law. And this is what I'm saying, what y'all do. If there's no law outlining slavery,
see, I come with receipts, and I don't understand why you pan boo-boos won't. All I'm asking you to do is bring it to the forefront.
No,
I'm giving you time. Mute your mic. Oh, so if it's unnecessary, why even talk about it?
Yeah, that's why we can stop. Because we see the childish games being played with it. So I'm not going to play the game.
Listen, I'm not playing any childish games with you.
All right,
I've
so
been
did
up
America
here.
outlaw slavery?
I don't know. You need to bring the document to show it to me. I don't do that. Bring it up.
That's
bring
so
it up.
Cute.
Bring the document up. Bring it up. That's all I'm asking you. Bring
Sister
it up.
Betty, am I handsome?
What?
Am I handsome?
Look, okay, let me tell you this, and let me tell you this point straight. Ain't no nigga finer than Big Willie to me. I
didn't ask all that.
I'm telling you the truth, though. This is my answer.
But
ain't nobody finer. I don't know.
No,
Willie
you
is
said I
handsome.
was before. Now you saying I'm not?
Look, my eyes is for Big Willie.
All right,
that's who's fine. And Willie is fine as hell.
I'm asking you, do you still think I'm handsome?
Do you think it shouldn't be about what I think? It should be about what you think.
No, it means a lot to me.
I'm gonna tell you. You asked me
before.
You asked me.
Now you don't want to tell the people that you think I'm handsome.
Why would me telling you handsome? Why would you ask that question? We're talking about genealogy. Why?
Because I'm a handsome Indian, right? To you, right? Am I a handsome Cherokee?
Oh,
Indian?
you're calling yourself Indian now? You need to make up your mind. Hey, Willie, come here, baby.
So am I handsome or not? Because you told me I was handsome.
Hey, sweetie, could you come here for a minute?
She told when I first talked to Sister Bethy, and I turned on my camera. You know what she said, y'all? She said, "Oh, Lex, you're handsome. You should turn your camera on more often when you do your shows." That's what you told me, Sister Bethy. I'm not saying you was trying to get with me or nothing. I don't know. But it ain't nothing wrong with acknowledging. Like, I think you're a pretty lady. So it's okay if you let the people know that you think I'm a handsome guy. I mean, you got good eyes. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're ashamed because you find an African handsome. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's all love. You got your mic muted.
Could you turn your camera on?
No disrespect.
Could you turn your camera on so you can see peeking here, babe? He wants to know if he's handsome, Lex.
I am handsome.
He said, "Hell no."
I would hope he's not, checking me out. But yeah.
No, Willie definitely not checking you out.
No disrespect to Big Willie, but he knows that you can see if another man's handsome, right? It don't mean that you want him or nothing, right?
Okay, you're a handsome man. Now, can I get back on with my show? I hope I helped you out.
I need that immortalized. I need that on a poster. I need that on a T-shirt.
You asking me stuff that my man don't even ask me. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Thank you for telling me the truth, though. I appreciate it, sister.
So now you're a handsome Indian. See, we winning. That's why you're coming over saying you're Indian. Because we winning. Y'all don't have a leg to stand on.
I say, you know what I say?
On a day-to-day basis.
I don't totally disagree what y'all say. I think we're Afro Indians. I definitely, believe because the Africans became a part of those Indian tribes, and when they made babies, who can say which side they can claim? So during the census that Walter Plecker caught up, that census was actually going after the mulattoes, because he was saying that they were trying to pass off as being white or trying to escape being Negro. So that's actually why they came with that, what they call the Racial Integrity Act. It wasn't against full-blooded Indians or full-blooded Africans. It was mainly to deal with the offspring of Africans and Indians and whites.
There were no Africans at that time. 1924 Racial Integrity Act. It was Negro. It was Negro. And I'm standing on that. They know who we are.
But you do know Walter Plecker was concerned.
I know about Walter Plecker's 1924 Racial Integrity Act.
What was the Racial Integrity Act was to deal with who? The mulattoes.
That were trying to pass for white.
Right. Or that were trying to escape.
But how were they mulattoes? How did they?
Negro.
Listen.
So what I'm trying to say is a lot of our great grandmothers and grandfathers come from some of those mulatto unions, and that's where the Indian stories come from, some of them. That's why I say we are Afro Indians. So I'm not in total rejection of our Indian heritage. I just think y'all are in total rejection of your African blood, which goes back to a term
always
that
be
we call
a
ashes.
Rejection of African blood, because that's not who we are. No,
have you ever
I don't want.
Ashes?
Don't you think we have enough racial identities? That's 9.
No,
now you give them 10.
Racial identity.
It is. It is. Afro is a hairstyle. The Indians did wear afros. We did wear our hair out, but that's still not a racial identification. I'm tired of it. I will not stand for another racial identity.
Outside of the word games, I mean, you know what we're saying. Technically, you're right if you really want Afro, but it's just like they call things Afro-Asiatic. It's just a kind of a pronoun for a word, but technically, if you want to get into,
he didn't go for it.
If you want to get into
for it.
Hold on, go back. You said Malcolm,
and he tried to not remove it.
Hold on. You said
Malcolm did not like Negro. He wanted Aboriginal.
No. I can play you. I have the
I'm not playing no videos on my channel, getting no strikes.
No, I'm just saying you don't got to play it now, but I can show you Malcolm talking about how Negroes are ashamed to be African. You ever heard that speech?
Excuse me?
Malcolm X has a speech talking about how Negroes were conditioned to be ashamed of Africa and saying that if you hate Africa, there's no way you can't hate yourself.
And that's the only reason why he said that
said you
shit.
Can't hate
is
the root of the
after
tree and not hate the tree.
He said that shit after he came from Mecca, which is some bullshit.
No.
Because you remember our people went. The Negroes left here. The Negro. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes,
okay,
it was.
Let's say it was. So what are you saying?
It was. Because after that, he flipped the script. That was the only time he was incorrect.
No flipping the script.
Our people left here and went over to West Africa. And then they came back. But just because they went here, went over there, and then came back, don't make them no goddamn African. They're the same Negroes that left here, and they're the same ones that came back.
But
he wasn't speaking that before. He wasn't speaking that before the Mecca trip.
You cannot use
all
Malcolm
I'm saying.
And lie on Malcolm.
I'm not lying on him.
Hold on,
I'm not.
Sister Bethy.
Before he went to Mecca, he wasn't talking that shit.
Malcolm also used
I love
the term
Malcolm.
black.
I love
Hold on,
Malcolm.
Sister Bethy.
That's what they were saying to us back then.
Hold on.
They was calling us that.
Yeah, but you can't use Malcolm to push your Indian thing because Malcolm didn't push
I
that.
don't have Malcolm X as a defense. I don't have Malcolm X
all right,
as
so
a defense.
Don't use Malcolm to try to say that Malcolm never said he wasn't African.
He didn't call himself African.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
So if I can send you the clip right now, will you play it?
That has nothing to do with me or my people.
All right, so don't misrepresent Malcolm. That's all I'm at. Malcolm belongs to the Pan-African community.
Malcolm is dead.
All right, so don't misrepresent the great Malcolm.
Don't let me get Dane over here on your ass about Malcolm.
Malcolm X was a Pan-African.
Don't let me get Dane over here on your ass about Malcolm.
Hold on.
You're gonna back off right now.
All right.
You're gonna stop.
Don't try to
either
use
your ass an Indian or you a black nigga from Africa. Okay, Lex?
All I'm saying, Sister Bethy, is don't use the Pan-African Malcolm X.
Don't use Pan-African on my panel. How about that?
Well, I'm just
They're
saying
dead.
Malcolm X was
Pan-Africanism. And he's dead. Pan-Africanism is dead.
All right, but don't try to use him.
How
just
about
like
that?
Dane Calloway be trying to use his words and take Malcolm out of context. Malcolm was a Pan-African.
He didn't take Malcolm out of context.
Yes, he did.
I heard the video. No, he didn't. It's on his video song. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
no,
he
did not take Malcolm out of context.
Yes, he
did not. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he did not.
Hold up, Sister Bethy, why are you scared of me, darling? I don't understand.
I'm not scared of you. What am I scared of?
Because you it's like you don't want me to get it out. In terms of what he did
all right, go
with
ahead.
Malcolm
You
X.
know what? I'm a mute my mic and let you get it out.
No,
go
don't
ahead.
mute. I don't want you to mute. I want to conversate with you.
Say what you're gonna say, Lex. Say what you're gonna say.
Dane Pseudo-Calloway uses Malcolm X's words.
Do not call him pseudo because he put out more information than you could ever put out on YouTube.
I don't want to mean to call him pseudo. Okay, we won't call him any correct names. But he used Malcolm X and the fact that he used the term aborigine. And if Malcolm was alive today, he would say, brother, don't ever misrepresent me like that. Just because he used the term aborigine, he wasn't just talking about blacks in America.
So now you're making assumptions of what a dead man would say. You're coming up here making assumptions.
Because I know Malcolm worked pretty well. I know what he was about.
You know
what? Malcolm X said the word. Hold on, Sister Bethy.
Before he died, he was talking Aboriginal, as far as I'm concerned. But you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead on, Lex.
He was talking Aborigine because Elijah Muhammad used the term Aborigine in his books way before Malcolm even became a member of the Nation of Islam. The difference is that when they was using the term Aborigine, they wasn't just referring to black people in America, but black people all over the planet when Malcolm was using the term Aborigine. So don't take Malcolm and do that to our ancestor like that and lie on him, Dane Calloway, or Sister Bell, any of y'all. Because like I said, I can send you a speech of Malcolm right now talking about the importance of Pan-Africanism. So don't ever try to use Malcolm for this new age African hate Indian stuff.
Excuse me.
Because I can send you the evidence right now.
Excuse me.
And I love you.
Malcolm spoke of Aborigines and Negroes prior
you want to play the clip right
to the
now?
Mecca trip. No, I don't play videos on YouTube.
It's an old.
I don't care. I don't want strikes. I monetize.
You will not get a strike.
Oh no,
Malcolm
no.
Speech from 1960. Do you know about the laws of copyright and all that? It was not. You can play a Malcolm X speech from the 60s. You will not get a strike. So we can see exactly what he said, Sister Bethy. See, that's really just getting to being honest and truthful about what Malcolm's stance was. So
that's
let's just
not my race identity. I could care less, but I love Malcolm.
Heroes are given to us,
Malcolm,
Lex.
then you gotta respect and represent when you talk about him, what he stood for. And Malcolm
Our
X
heroes are given to us.
And Malcolm
that doesn't make them what they appear to be.
Saying. All I'm saying is I'm not even arguing whether you're Indian or not, right? Because some of us are.
Of course not.
But what I'm saying is don't misrepresent Malcolm like he agrees with you, because Malcolm.
No, don't you misrepresent Malcolm X. You misrepresent Malcolm X. So go play the clip on your show and you get the strike.
See, now it's on you.
You go play
it on my
clip.
show.
I don't care. I still love Malcolm. I don't care.
No, you don't. Because
Malcolm is not African. Malcolm is not African.
That's not what Malcolm said.
Malcolm is mulatto. His mama's white and his daddy's Negro.
Yeah. How about when he came back?
His mama's white and his daddy's
from
Negro.
His mama is
he
not
was talking
white.
about being Aborigine. Hello.
His mama's mama was white.
There's a brother on the panel talking to you. Go ahead.
You remember when he went to Africa and he came back talking about Aborigines because he learned some shit?
So he went to Africa Aborigines, Elijah Muhammad wrote about using the term Aborigine even before Malcolm, you knew who Malcolm was.
And
so
what does
Malcolm
Elijah Muhammad have to do with Malcolm X and what he wrote?
He has everything to do with it because that was his teacher. And you're talking about him going to Africa.
And he went against his teacher after he went to Africa and learned the truth of who the fuck he is.
Hold on, brother. He didn't learn about no Aborigines by going to Africa because the term Aborigine was already in Nation of Islam literature.
Oh, I know. The aboriginal intelligencer, which you are.
All right, so you don't know, brother. I'm sorry. Let's move on.
Actually, I do. You don't even know what an aboriginal intelligencer is.
About Aborigines.
Nor do you know about the Society of Protection of Aborigines.
All right, so you're off. Now you're just throwing stuff out there. I told you that in the Nation of Islam's literature, Elijah Muhammad.
I don't care about the Nation of Islam.
I know, but this is what we're talking about. Elijah Muhammad.
I'm not Islamic.
People
I'm not from Africa. You understand?
I get it, but brother,
my mother was a Helene.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Now you're just retardedly throwing out information.
No, I'm not.
But if you want to,
it's all very relative. You're the one that's projecting and throwing out retarded information.
What
retarded meaning incapable of growth, which you demonstrate every time you're on this internet.
This is called ad hominems. When you can't, I haven't even insulted you. I haven't even said you wasn't an Indian.
I didn't insult you. I stated a fact.
Don't misrepresent Malcolm X. He was a Pan-African, and he didn't go to Africa to learn about Aboriginals. That makes no sense.
Big dog.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Whatever you say, Lex. Whatever helps you sleep at night, little brother.
Shout out to all my Indian ladies out there. Like LL Cool Lex. Ladies love cool Lex. I love y'all. Even if you don't think you're African, I love all of y'all, okay? Come to daddy. Come on home.
Short bus.
You are a sad little man.
Hey, I got one question, Lex. All right, so these Africans came over here, right? It was no GPS back then, but they story said that those same Africans navigated this same land way better than they did. How? And they got a problem doing it, and they got GPS now.
Exactly.
What story said? Hold on.
So how,
brother? I
so how, bro? Man, your grandmother turning her grave. She about to come out of her grave and smack the shit out of you, bro.
Hey, have you ever sailed, Lex?
Goofy, bro.
Hold on.
Have you ever been sailing?
Y'all are crazy, bro. You asked a question. I want to be clear about what you're asking and all of that. You said that it said that Africans were able to navigate the land better than who? Where'd you get that story from?
Bro, it's the story that they pushed.
Exactly.
It's the same story that they pushed.
Bro,
what mainstream narrative do you get?
Pan-African or anybody saying Africans were transversing the land better than the Indians. Who said that? Where'd you get that?
Bro, they said that they navigated the land better than they did. I'm talking about the pale-faced people, bro. This is what they got in the school books.
All right, so
you know what I'm saying? This is what they pushed it. My point is, bro, how is that even possible? If GPS is out now and they still got a problem, they still be coming to people's homes, bro.
You're
not to mention the fact that Goree Island is the origin point of most hurricanes. So how are you going to ship 500 people that'll get bed sores in a couple of weeks through a hurricane shipping lane in a wooden shoebox?
All right, hold on, brother. Before we start getting childish and jumping all over the place, the brother said that they were teaching in school that they brought
Hey, Lex,
Africans
how about you just keep it simple? Where are the shipping manifests for all these Africans? Where's the captain's logs? Where's the shipping manifests?
All you got to do is go to slavevoyages.org. They have the
oh my God.
That's bullshit.
Did he
That's
just
all
go
bullshit.
to? Oh my God.
Yes.
It's all bullshit.
Did this man just say go to slave
without insults,
voyages?
Without insults and deflection. There are manifests located there. Shipping.
I mean, in National Archives, not on some independently organized.
Where do you think the records came from?
They're not in the National Archives.
Okay, you're a liar.
They do not corroborate. Furthermore, you're completely missing the ambiguation of Europe.
Sir, where did he get those records of the selling of slaves and the ships? Where did those records come from?
I have no idea. They're probably just made up. They don't even correlate with.
Read the website.
They don't even correlate with the British National Archives, the Portuguese archives, the Spanish archives, the French archives.
He's very well qualified.
Even the Dutch archives.
They don't coordinate with the British archives. I'm sorry.
That is y'all's belief, and that's fine. But he said he didn't know. And
it's not a matter of belief; it's a matter of fact.
He doesn't know. So we can move past that. But those records are there. And we have records from records that are not American.
You have records that were in the multitude of millions that have been reduced to a few 100,000 because it's all bullshit.
Hey, hold on,
Sister Beth, how in the world we get completely off the subject we were talking about earlier?
In my land.
Hold on, you have the same records in Britain. You have the same.
These Pan-Africans come here and change the whole damn conversation.
See, this is what happens when cult members get mad. Now it's a good conversation.
Oh, now we're cult members.
Nobody's mad.
We're
what
cult
talking
members?
about?
Bro, won't you go on Sarnetta channel and talk all that damn Pan-African shit?
What I'm talking about? See, now I gotta go on Sarnetta shit.
Yeah, because that's who you are. They're your people. They're your people. Go to Sarnetta channel and talk all that Pan-African. We talking Indian stuff, but we ain't bothering you Pan-African. We don't give a damn what y'all do.
Learn from
no, you're not. You come on here
you're not.
bullshit.
You're on the channel.
No,
you
on some fuck shit.
Bumping
I'll tell you what. Why you don't cut that energy over there to goddamn the top cat?
The information is no reason.
Why you run from Tomcat? Why you run from Tomcat?
How does one learn?
Why you run from Tomcat?
I will never
run. Why you run from Tomcat?
You ran from Tomcats?
Yeah, he always run from Tomcat. Always.
Man, we
always run from Tomcat. Don't you take that energy to Tomcat? Take it to his time. So he can keep your over here picking on my sister. Don't be like that, bro.
Because I'm not with it.
Don't be like that.
Hold on.
We ain't talking no Pan-African. Leave us alone. You go and take your African ass about your damn business and let us talk about our Indian business. So we ain't talking about Malcolm. Malcolm ain't done a goddamn thing for us. So why we talking about it for? Malcolm ain't done nothing for us, bro. So stop it.
Bethy, because she's the one that put his picture up.
No. Okay, so what?
So obviously,
so what?
You're either slow.
You ain't had to lean into it. You didn't have to lean into it.
It's called Freedom of Information
No, you didn't have to lean into it.
Use whatever information we like.
You're just
bro, I ain't mad about nothing, bro. Bro, I ain't mad about nothing. I'm just telling you, won't you take that to Tomcat?
We was having a pretty good conversation until the angry black man came in mad because his paradigm is being uprooted. Because information is being challenged. That's all it is, brother. It's no big deal.
No, and we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African. Nigga, you a lying motherfucker. Nigga talking about we African. You African, nigga. I ain't African.
Yeah, take your ass on the top, go on with Top Cat with that shit, man. You know damn well you run like a goddamn girl.
Man, already.
A girl when you go on Top Cat. Stop it, man. Stop it. Man, whatever. You tripping. You tripping.
Actually, Sister Bethy has way more sense. Hold on, brother. Sister Bethy has way more sense than Top Cats. Honestly, Top Cats makes no sense. None. He's
according to a that's compared to a man who don't have no damn sense himself, so he don't know what's good sense is when he hears it.
Top Cat said, let me tell you what Top Cats told me. That
before you ran or after you ran?
Wait.
Hey, why you got another man's in your mouth? Huh?
But wait a minute.
Why you got another man's in your mouth?
No, your boy brought up Top Cat, sir.
He's not here to defend himself.
That's
exactly.
Fine,
so let's change the topic.
Brought him up. It's okay.
Yeah, but let's change the topic.
That the
let's
white
change the
people
topic.
who came over here to colonize were only disguised as white people. That black people mixed in and mixed out their blackness enough so they can appear to be white people. Top Cats is an idiot.
Hey. It's unhealthy.
Well, you go on this channel. You go on this channel and say that. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Go on this channel and say that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. That's disingenuous.
Save the insult.
That's disingenuous. That's disingenuous. Come on, man. And be a man about it.
Quit projecting your angry black African man.
I got you. But do say that to him to his face, bro. Don't come on somebody else's channel and say that ain't cool now. Come on, that dog. They ain't even man shit.
Well, I never heard Top Cat say that before.
Yes, you have.
I never heard Top Cat say that. I didn't. So I cannot.
He said that those royal families in Europe were hiding under white skin. That they're really black people hiding
I never heard him say
behind white skin. Well, he said
I never heard him say that.
And I'm telling you on record that he said it. And if he does, and he'll have to admit to it. So, in other words,
you go on this channel and say that.
Exactly. We're not in.
We talking about something else, dog. We talking about something else right now. We don't. We're completely off. Completely left. Completely left, man. Sister Bethy, can we please get back to the subject at hand, please, honey?
You wasn't even up.
I was up before you, Lex. I was up here before you was, bro. Trust me, I was.
No, I'm just saying, but you talking about we talking something different. The link was put out there. I hit the link.
We are talking about something different.
I've been talking.
That was not the conversation at first.
It's all been related. It's just you don't like the information you can't handle, so you're angry.
But I ain't worried about nothing. Malcolm X ain't done a goddamn thing for our people, but so fuck him very much. How about that?
You see how ignorant?
Whoa. How about you? What laws did Malcolm change for us?
Hold up.
Give me one law. Oh, no.
Don't disrespect.
Give me one law. Give me one law. Malcolm X changed for us.
Hold on.
Give me one. No. Give me one law that Malcolm changed for us. I'll wait.
Let's take a little break.
See how ignorant these little Indians are, y'all?
You're not wrong about that, though.
Wait.
I don't care. You don't change no laws. Don't mean what you huffing and puffing about the man for.
Hang on,
That's
Theodore.
dumb.
He died trying
Theodore.
to change the laws for Black people. He was fighting for his people in America. Yes, he was saying he was talking about Pan-africanism, but really he was fighting for his people here in America. He said that a lot of times when he was speaking, and that was around the time when they was pushing that whole Black Afro-American. So maybe he was not knowledgeable of how knowledgeable we all are now. But he got
to be held accountable for that.
Oh,
but he got to be held accountable for that.
But you can't say fuck him.
He got to be held accountable for that. Don't do not throw a shield up for this grown man. Don't do that. He got to be held accountable, just like all other doctrine that we've been falsified with.
So, but I bet you know that he was fighting for his people.
You ain't got to let me know that. I already know that.
He was fighting for his people, which is us.
That's right.
No, I don't.
He wasn't no Dr. King, but
I tell you what. I mean, Dr. King ain't do a damn thing for us either.
But what
he
I'm
wasn't
telling
as bad
you,
as
he was
Dr.
really
King.
trying though. You gotta look at the situation from a.
I mean, Phyllis Brown. Yeah,
he had the power to make a change for us, and he didn't.
And he
That's
died.
what I'm saying.
He got killed.
Okay, but hold on.
Yeah.
Malcolm X had power before he even died. Malcolm X had the power to make change before he even died.
He's disrespecting Malcolm X.
He was trying to, brother. He was trying to.
Look, trying don't get you nowhere.
Hold on. I identify as American Indian, brother. I understand,
Malcolm X gave us a whole inspiration.
Damn, can we get one mic?
And gave us what?
Knowledge.
Okay, so let's get a little order in here. Everybody mute their mics. And I'm going to let Miss, I don't want to say your name wrong, Shantice.
My name is Shantice.
Okay, Shantice. We're going to keep our mics muted. How you doing, sweetheart? We're going to keep the mics muted, and we're going to let some of the sisters speak. So go ahead. You got the mic, Shantice.
All I was trying to explain is please don't disrespect Malcolm X, because I can't speak for everybody. I identify as American Indian, but there are a lot of people in our community that don't know what their true heritage is. And I do believe that Malcolm X was one of those people, but he fought really hard for what they would call Black Americans. We call ourselves American Indians. But he fought really hard for us. When he went to Africa, he was basically trying to gain different nations up to bring everybody together. Not saying like we got to be from Africa, but he felt like we would have more power. The Black people that was in America, he felt like we would have more power and unity. So he was going to take that case to the United Nations so that our people in America could get some laws changed. He was really putting in footwork, and that's why they killed him. So he died.
Talk to him.
He died for his people.
That's a fact. But as the record stands, Lex. No, Lex. Hold up, Lex.
I disagree. I still disagree with you, Lex, though, with everything that you're saying.
That's fine.
I disagree
Lex,
with
shut the fuck up and let the matrone speak.
Lex, the lady is not finished speaking, Lex. You're gonna wait your turn. You've been up here for a while. And then after her, it's gonna be DJ Gigi. Okay? Go ahead, Shantice.
Yes. So I do not agree, Lex, that we are from Africa. I do not agree with that. But all I'm trying to say is that people learn things at different times. And I just feel like Malcolm X would appreciate people like Dane Calloway, who's teaching his people about their true heritage. But he definitely, for what the other guy was saying about fuck him and he didn't do nothing for us, like that man got killed for us. Like his family went through hell and back They kill his grandson. They kill his wife. Like, y'all don't know about a lot of shit that happened, and I know about Malcolm X a lot because I do my research, and also my father really, really loves him. But
I do,
you
too.
know, he put a lot in for his people. Like, he literally put his life on the line for us. Like, he really
like
fought
all
for
the
his
great
people.
Pan-Africans.
But the whole out of Africa theory, I do not agree with that. And that's
because you don't have the right information, sis.
No, I have the right information because I know where I
don't.
come from. I know where I'm from. I know who I am.
You don't think Malcolm had that information? Malcolm had all that information.
Okay,
Malcolm
I mean,
Malcolm
how do you know? Was you there when he was alive? You was born
Lex.
too at that time?
How do you know what you know about him?
What the hell?
Because Malcolm was
I'm
Lex.
talking about what he did, the things that he did.
Hold on, sis.
You can't say what information he had and what he didn't.
Hold on, sis. I can't because Malcolm. Let me tell you why. Malcolm.
No, you talked enough. Let's let somebody else talk.
Let's
Lex, let the women speak.
Go ahead. Let's hear
now
from.
You don't want the truth, so you're
okay,
a lying
DJ,
woman. You
DJ
had one
Gigi
point
fell
you
off.
stood up, and another
Maybe
point you stood down.
He or she'll come back on.
I don't give a fuck about your point system. This not even your show. Like, go back to your page. Talking about a point system. Who cares?
Hugs and kisses, darling. Get your
let's
information.
Go.
No, thanks.
Let's go with Big Dog. Let's go.
Get your information up.
Lex, mute your mic.
Pan-Africanism is a fucking religion. Get your information up.
Go ahead, Big Dog. You got it.
It's not a religion.
Go ahead, Big Dog. You got it.
Nah, I go after DJ Zip, sister. Go ahead.
Okay, DJ.
No, you get it. You get it, Big Dog. Salutes.
Yeah, he ain't had nothing to say besides Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real quick. Me personally, I don't trust nobody that ever came on that TV. That TV was used as a weapon. I don't trust Malcolm X. I don't trust Martin Luther King. They were all puppets.
Okay, more ignorant rants.
I
think
agree,
DJ.
I
think DJ. Hang on, DJ. DJ Gigi. Oh, they keep falling off. I think they're having bad connections. Where's Big Dog? Are you up there, Big Dog?
All people that Dane Calloway used in his videos.
Let's not talk about people that's not up here to defend themselves.
Why? We're talking about information.
Okay. Dane Calloway is not up here.
Martin Luther King saying,
so what?
Prisoners in our own land.
I'm not going to sit up here and let you talk about Dane Calloway. I'm not going to let you sit up here and talk about anybody,
Jesus, right?
That's not on this panel. We respect Dane's work, all of us. So you either respect that or
work, right?
Well, you're not going to say anything bad about him because I'm not going to let you.
I'm not saying nothing bad.
You are.
How about you just keep him out your mouth, bro?
Yeah, I think that would be better because he's not here to defend himself.
I'm talking about Jesus or something.
Well,
like,
guess
you ain't
what?
Gonna talk about Jesus, boy.
Lex. We're not going to talk about Dane on my
Are you
panel.
jealous?
We're not having it.
We're not going to talk about anybody behind their back. It is unhealthy.
No, I'll tell Dane this right. I'll tell Dane right to his face.
Well, when you see him, you do that. Well, when you see him, you do that. But you're not going to do it on my panel.
So
I'm not going to let you do it. Lex, I'm not
trying to disrespect Dane.
Well, don't bring his name in your mouth. He's not on the panel. I'm not going to let you talk about anybody.
As a person, I'm talking about the information that comes from aboriginals, and he happens to be one. And
we respect his work.
Just said, hold on, Sister Bethy. Big Philly OG just said, I don't trust none of these people. Malcolm X, talking about great men that Dane Calloway has in his videos for quotes.
So
how is that not relevant?
It's not, because we respect Dane's work.
People know what it is. Y'all see
I
what it is.
I respect Dane's work.
I'm the one.
I respect his work. I bought all his books. I respect his works. And you have to respect that.
You're the one? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
In order to be the one, you would have to know oneness.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything else to say before I pull up my grid?
Yeah, one last thing. Pan-Africanism, Pan-Americanism, Pan-Europeanism, Pan-Slavism. These are all fucking religions.
It's not a religion. That's stupid.
Look it up. Just look it up.
These are social political ideas. Has nothing to do with religion. You could be a goddamn Muslim and be a Pan-African.
Christians.
You could be a Christian and be a Pan. You're slow, bro.
See,
and that's what I'm talking about with these niggas.
No, you're slow because you're not seeing the connection between Pan-Americanism, Pan-Africanism, or just pantheism, which is the basis of fucking religion. You bonehead.
What is a religion?
Use your brain.
Dudes, and y'all listen to these. You ladies, this is why we're fucked up. Because you ladies like to support idiots that feed your emotions and not smart niggas.
Lex,
who's the idiot?
You can call me.
Why is he an idiot? No, he's not. We respect him.
I'm not listening to nobody.
But
first
I
of all,
forgot
we don't
more
respect
than you'll
you.
ever learn.
All right, so let's prove.
Look who's getting emotional.
If he's not an idiot, hold on. If he's not an idiot, let's prove that Pan-Africanism is a religion. Y'all always go to words, definitions,
I think what he's trying to say is it's become like
no, it ain't about what he's
It
saying.
is a socio-political religion.
Now a socio-political religion. Shut up.
Just
bro.
like Jewish people who come from practicing a religion called Judaism are now Jewish. People once came across this pond and created Pan-Americanism so that they could drop their original nationalities and all call themselves American.
That is an ethnic
You would have to understand ditheism and monotheism to understand this.
Now you're getting into.
I mean, you don't even like, bruh. You need a background in theology.
I know what monotheism is.
If you,
right,
yeah,
brother,
I know, but what's
talk
theosophy?
About it then. If you got theosophy, theo means God. Sophie comes from a word that means wisdom. Created from Blavatsky, and they actually become the Theosophical Society.
Exactly. So you're proving my point right now.
But what does that got to do?
Those are your teachers.
Bro, you don't know who you talking to. I'm the double master teacher of this day and time. You asked me about theosophy.
I don't need to know who I'm talking to because I know the information that your information with.
Pan-Africanism, you slowpoke.
Just look it up,
Relate
Lex.
that to Pan-Africanism.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Pan-Africanism, Pan-Slavism, Pan-Americanism, Pan-Europeanism, Panism.
Oh my
what is an ism?
So who's the god? Who's the god of Pan-Africanism?
I mean, we know the other isms. We know racism.
Y'all see
we know
what I'm
classism.
saying? But y'all love this type of stuff.
But we don't agree with you. Why? Why? Because we don't agree with you. But we don't agree. That's not. Well, to us, it's not nonsense.
Go study parapsychology, bro.
So I'm asking him to explain. Hey, Sister Betty, if it's not nonsense, all I'm asking, sis, is make sense out of it for the smart people in the back. Then, how is Pan-Africanism a religion? Who's the god of Pan-Africanism? What temples do the Pan-Africans go to?
As the record stands, as the record extends.
Oh, the AME Church.
You're the god of Pan-Africanism.
Thank you. Thank
the
you.
AME Church.
AME Church.
You see what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. That's why I love
you're the god
all
of Pan-Africanism.
Clown boy.
Indian women out there, you've been misled.
Rob Bourne, he is the god of Pan-Africanism. He pulled out the Bible.
Right? Listen,
he pulled out the AME Bible to try to beat add power.
In your nation, you will destroy your nation. Stop following feel-good shit, because that is not going to raise us up for the people.
We're not
Marcus Garvey.
Why are you fighting so hard? Why? Why are you fighting so hard for us to identify as who we truly are?
No, I'm not fighting hard for that. I'm
fighting
hard
because
for
he works for the AME Church.
Listen,
he take his ever blind ass on with that bullshit. Go with your. When you gonna use some of it?
If somebody makes a claim and I call them an idiot, I expect them to be able to disprove me. And if you support it,
we just did.
I don't debate
father of Pan-Africanism.
I don't debate my genealogy. You
so,
understand?
Sister Betty,
there's not a debate.
A religion. Come on, Sister Betty. Come on.
I'm not with you, bro. I'm not with you, bro. I'm standing on my granny.
But I'm asking you a question pertaining to your idiot friend. How is Pan-Africanism a religion?
No.
Because you say he's not an idiot.
That's not his name. He's not an idiot. You're acting like an idiot.
So then why is he saying idiotic shit?
No, you're saying
Edward Blyden, homie. Won't you go kiss him on his damn cheeks?
Yo, y'all dudes.
Pan-African.
See, the problem is you're over here trying to regurgitate your Pan-Islamism
I'm
bullshit.
over here trying to get these Indian women back
fucking
to
around,
this
bro.
African love. You niggas is gone.
There weren't people speaking African.
Hey,
when
Lex,
Suleiman
let me ask you
Queen Elizabeth
something.
made his first slaves. They all spoke Arabic.
The ladies can pick up truth.
Lex, let me ask you this. Are these Mashantucket Pequot guys, are they Indians? Are they aboriginals, Indians to the Americas?
I don't know. These two men right here, I don't know them. I don't know.
They're the chiefs of the Mashantucket Pequot tribes.
Oh, okay.
Two separate tribes that
so
used to be together. Are they Indians?
They would definitely not be full. They would not be full-blooded. They're mixed, just like a lot of people. If they were Indians.
So let me ask you, since you're
like that article you read.
You're agreeing. Wait, hold up.
The difference between the full-bloods and the Negroes that you skipped over.
Get him out of here. He's an agent.
No, I just want to ask you this. So you agree that they are mixed Indians? They are.
I
right?
don't know them, but from the looks of it, if you show me, obviously that dude looked like a straight white dude. One of them. The other dude looked like he could definitely be of Native American descent. Yes.
Okay.
Because he has the copper color and the straight silky hair, just like they would describe.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Reddish brown. That's what copper means. Copper was not describing you.
Hold on.
So
copper color referred to reddish brown.
Yo, you're a troll.
Okay, so
I can pull up the documents. The history of the American Indian by James Adair states what they told them about the red copper color.
Hang on, Lex. Hang on. So you agree? Okay, so in saying that the gentleman on the left, you said that he definitely fits the description of what they described as copper colored and it's straight here. So now, would it be fair to say that his one of his relatives are a Negro?
Possible.
How is it? But what would make him a mixed Indian? Who is he mixed with? Who could he possibly be mixed with?
He could be mixed with a Negro or a white person.
Okay, so in saying that, who would be the full blood? The Negro? Okay, so who would be the full blood? The Negro or the white person?
Exactly.
Neither one. If you pull up that article, hold on.
No, I'm asking you a question. How these guys are Indians. They're Indians.
Neither one would be the full blood. Just like in that article
so neither one of his parents would be. Wait. Hang on. Hang on.
Pull that article back up.
No, wait. Let's go. So you said that neither one of his parents are full bloods, but he's an Indian.
I don't know this man.
I'm telling you that he's the Indian of the Mashantucket tribe, the Pequot tribe
right,
in
but in
Connecticut.
terms of saying what he's mixed with and all of that, I mean, I will only guess.
Do we have Negro features, or do he have? Does he have more Negro features, or does he have more European features?
I couldn't say. He looks like a Native American to me.
That looks. Oh my God.
Okay,
yeah,
so
if I show you the National Archive photos, which I just showed them, I showed the other day. They have photos in the National Archives taken in the 1800s of the people in the tribes. You can go look at them. Y'all always talking about National Archives, and you can see exactly what those people look like.
The Carlisle
because
like
if you go to the same National Archives, if you go to the same library,
the Chinos that were shipped
you
here
will
and
find
trained
people
to be
exactly
Indians.
looking like Sister Bethy right here.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Yes, you
Those
will.
Be the mixed ones.
Yes, you will.
Those would be the
yes,
mixed,
you will.
The ones mixed
no,
with
no,
Negroes.
no, brother.
Yeah.
You gotta listen real quick. You see this sister right here? You're gonna find her exact same features in a photo in a tribe with one of the last chiefs that didn't even allow him to go be in his territory. And that was the last few photos until they kicked them off the lands. And they were full-blooded Indian, Aborigines. Now you go and find through that National Archive and find that photo yourself. Because this brother over here, with that little white man, will look at his white dollar, motherfucking Indian ass. I don't know if you bought that density or not. But you gotta understand, all those National Archives you talking about, you just avoiding and you're nitpicking certain things. There's things in history. Yes, it is. Yes, you are. Because you know
cherry pickers are for engines, not books.
Man, that's all y'all do. You're trying to reverse the game. Y'all cherry pick information.
No, actually, that's what you're doing with your pan, meaning all, theism, meaning God in all things.
I'm going to pull it up if you give me a minute.
Yeah, pull up that article you read last week that showed a clear difference between the Mixies, the Negroes, and the full-bloods. They made a clear distinction in that article between the Negroes and the full-blooded Native Americans, but you skipped over that.
Wait. No, I didn't skip over shit.
Okay, let's pull it up.
You just wait a minute, buddy. I'm pulling up
y'all should be proud to have Indian heritage. It's okay. But you can't deny that African blood. I'm sorry. No matter how hard you try.
You ain't no goddamn African.
You too. No matter how much subconscious self-hate, we call it.
I don't have nobody in. I have nobody in Africa, bro. I got all the way back to 1826, dog. I have 0 people in Africa. Zero. Never heard of them, cuz.
1820 is not enough.
Okay,
Lex. You don't know nobody
Lex,
in Africa. I got family in places I don't even know. I got
excuse
family
me,
in
Lex.
In America,
Lex.
I don't know them.
Lex.
So that's stupid. Of course you wouldn't know them.
Excuse me,
after
Lex.
400 years of being disconnected.
These are the Massachusetts Foxwood Indians, sir.
Well,
do you want to explain all the Negroes in this picture?
Please. The lenses off your irises.
What about them?
These are the Indians of the Foxwoods tribe, Massachusetts Pequots. Can you explain why all those Negroes are in there? Please,
why
sir.
all those Mongoloids in there?
Where's their fufu?
There's no Mongoloids. Those are Europeans. Those are Europeans and Negroes. European. Those are Europeans and Negroes.
Look at the little boys
those
and girls
are
over there. They have
Europeans.
features.
No,
if you go
those are Europeans and Negroes. Those are Europeans and Negroes. Again, those are Europeans and Negroes.
You see what I'm saying?
Those are Europeans and Negroes. Those are Europeans and Negroes.
See, that's why she's gonna do this right now.
Get your ass out.
Why do I? Yeah.
Hold up, Sister Betty.
Why do I have
to
read?
No.
Read.
Sister Betty. Hold on, Sister Betty. Could you bring that picture back up? Because you said there were no Mongoloid people in that picture, and you lied to the people.
How am I lying? Where the hell
blew up the picture myself. If you blow I tell you what you do. Blow.
Yes, but guess what? He has
blow the picture up, Sister Betty.
I can't blow it up any more than what it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you how you can blow it up more, depending on where you pulled it from. Because I can go on. If anybody
this is
can
my
go on phone,
I don't know how to make it any bigger than what it is.
All right.
On here.
You would have to open it up in like.
Well, let me share it. Let me share it.
Yeah, you would have to open it up from the original Google page.
Bethy, don't even bother. This is a trap.
Hold on, brother.
It's looker shit. Because we can't tell from a picture whether someone's native or whether they're a mulatto.
I think I can blow it up on here.
Therefore, being confused or misclassified as a native.
You will see
that's the problem we're having here. Is niggas like this work to make sure that those who are mixed stay in the mix.
No information, bro. Y'all just want to talk.
No, I don't want to be information with your pantheism. No, you're absolutely right.
Has nothing to do
I'm not
right
for the
now
enslavement of the world.
You're
absolutely right.
If we're dealing with the truth, somebody pulled up a picture and asked me why all those Negroes there, but wanted to ignore everybody else there. Negroes mixed
Okay,
in with these
here we
tribes
go.
like everyone else.
Can everyone see this picture? Is this look like a Mongoloid or a Negro?
Now she's pulling up
Excuse me.
another
Straight
picture.
Negro.
This is the same
Straight
tribe,
North
nigga.
American Negro.
So what? He's not the only member of that tribe.
No,
Don't
he's
just
not.
show the
I didn't
Negro
say.
looking ones.
I didn't say he was the only member
So what
of
are
the
the
tribe.
Mongoloids doing among the Negroes, Sister Bethy?
So what? Somebody had a baby by an Asian.
See what I'm saying now?
Wait a minute. I'm going
that doesn't
to that
mean
picture.
all the people
I'm
are
going to
descendants
it.
of Asians. Quit with the
Correct.
disambiguation. You don't make any fucking sense. None
No,
whatsoever.
All the
I'm trying to make
This is
it
pure disambiguation. Until you
trying to
speak
make-
to these
What
people
are
and
those
get their
Mongoloid
genealogy,
children?
you
What
can't
are
tell
those
what they
Mongoloid
are just
children
by
This
looking.
Mongoloid looking
there?
lady. Wait a minute. You're gonna be quiet, Lex. This Mongoloid lady is holding what appears to be a little Negro baby. So they can have babies with whoever they want. But I'm telling
All right,
you,
now if you
there's
go a little more to the
Negroes
right, you'll see
all
some more
throughout here.
Mongoloids.
So they can
You'll
be
see,
married
you'll see
in.
some white people
Exactly.
sprinkled in there. You see some
They
Mongoloid
can be
looking
married
people. It's a
in.
mixed group of. It's a mixed bag
So
of nuts.
what? There's
That's
So
Negroes.
is
it.
everybody.
So
All right,
how?
so there's Negroes there.
Even
So
trees
you
are
are-
mixed up.
picture to say Negroes are
My
There's no
Indians.
such
point
thing as
Because
is-
you
pure
got some
blood
Indians
anything.
that look
My
Negro.
point
That's
is
called lookership.
one of
Y'all
the
gotta come
chiefs,
better than this and stronger
one
than this
of
for
the
this
chairman
cult to
of
keep
the
going.
You're the one
tribe
practicing
of
the
the
lookership.
big
I
ass
just pointed it
tribe
out
in
before we went
Connecticut
here.
was a chairman. Okay, so boy, don't
Stop
even play with
projecting,
me.
Lex.
Right
No,
there,
I'm with you on that, Sister Betty.
he's the
All
chairman.
right,
So
but
so
you
so
can't point out.
you can
You
go.
can't
You can
point
go
out
ahead with your
one
bullshit.
person to
Now
try to say
again,
it was a Negro tribe when they have
you're
other
going to be
people
quiet
that do
and
not
read.
look like Negroes, Sister Betty.
Read.
See, y'all want to
Read.
ignore all that.
Read.
Read it.
DJ,
Hey, man,
DJ,
you
can
better
you read
stop
this?
reading.
DJ, can you read
Is
this,
that
please?
the article I asked you to pull up?
I'm on my phone. Let me try.
Oh, let me drop the
Sister
link
Betty,
for
you know what article I'm talking
Tayshaun.
about?
Paste.
When they were
The
talking
citizens
about
of the
the,
five tribes watch
minute,
with a jealous eye each movement of the United States or its agents. A serious difficulty was met in the answer to "Are you an Indian?" Under the laws of the five tribes,
There you
a
go,
person white in color
Tayshaun.
and wait a minute.
Can you see it?
Under the law of the five tribes, a person white in color and features is frequently an Indian by remote degree of blood or by adoption.
Can
There
you
are
stop
many
there?
whites
Can
claiming.
you stop there?
Yeah.
For a minute by remote or adoption. Can you please explain?
There are many whites claiming to be Indian, just like there were many Negroes that were claiming
Excuse
to be Indian.
Excuse me. Can you please explain by the whites in color and features is frequently an Indian? Can you please explain, DJ, by remote degree of blood, what that is, sir?
Well, that means that they had a child with an aborigine, and as a mixed person, they are an Indian.
Thank you. Or by adoption. Can you explain what
exactly.
adoption
Or by
is?
adoption. As in when the Cherokee tribe
Which is the
adopted
same
a couple
thing that
hundred
happened with the
thousand
Africans.
quote unquote
Okay.
white people.
So the white people were by remote degree of blood or adoption. Is that clear, sir?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
There are many whites. Go ahead.
There are many whites claiming to be Indian whose claims have not as yet been acted upon by the nations. Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by tribal law and customs. And there are others who call themselves Indians who have not yet been acknowledged by the tribes. The difficulties surrounding
Hold on, let's stop right there.
the difficulties surrounding the taking of the census was augmented by the fact that in controlling or enrolling the Indians, it frequently occurred that it was necessary to equip 2 and sometimes 3
You're going to shut the
interpreters
fuck up, Lex, as I'm gonna kick you off. Don't try not to get
accompany
this information
the
out.
enumerators to
Wait a
converse
minute,
with the
DJ.
Indians in their
DJ,
language.
hold up. Lex, you're gonna shut up so we can break this down. Yeah, we see.
But
There are others who call themselves Indians. So what? There's other people who call themselves Indians that have not been acknowledged.
Why are we, Sister Betty?
Firstly, and secondly, imitation is the highest form of flattery. And I'm flattered.
Sister Betty, I'm just trying to understand why y'all are
we're righteous people. They should want to be us.
We are not skipping. We're going to do it again, and you're going to keep your mic muted because you don't want this information out.
No,
so
I do want it out, but y'all need someone to
keep
read
your
it
mic
for you.
Muted. DJ.
You are not the one to tell anyone.
DJ, because you read so clear, can you please start again from the top?
But his reading comprehension is terrible, Sister Betty.
No, you're going to be quiet, Lex. I'm going to mute your mic. And don't unmute. Don't unmute.
The citizens of the 5 tribes watch with a jealous eye each movement of the United States or its agents. A serious difficulty was met in the answer to, "Are you an Indian?" Under the laws of the 5 tribes, a person white in color and features is frequently an Indian by remote degree of blood or by adoption. There are many whites claiming to be Indian whose claims have not as yet been acted upon by the nations. Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by tribal law and customs. And
Hold
there
on, you
are
see
no
that statement
others.
right
Man,
there?
be quiet, Lex.
Shut the fuck up.
It said Negroes.
Shut the fuck up.
Lex,
and
keep
there
it. Go
are
ahead.
and there are others who call themselves Indians who have not yet been so acknowledged by the tribes. The difficulty surrounding the taking of the census was augmented by the fact that in enrolling the Indians, it frequently occurred that it was necessary to equip 2 and sometimes 3 interpreters to accompany the enumerators to converse with the Indians in their languages.
In their languages. What language was the interpreter?
So
hold on.
They had,
bro, hold on. What language was the interpreter speaking?
The interpreter.
What are you speaking right now?
No.
What language were the interpreters speaking?
No, they had to take the Negroes who spoke nothing but Indian languages.
Why you?
So that
why you doing that?
No. The interpreters.
What language were the interpreters speaking? That's
I don't
so
know.
simple.
I don't know what language.
What are you speaking right now?
We don't know. They were
What
speaking,
are you speaking?
English. So if the natives were speaking,
you don't know.
Y'all just cut yourselves in 5 other different ways from that one statement. Because if the interpreters are speaking English, then why the hell did they need?
How do you know the interpreters were speaking English?
Exactly.
I'm break it down.
How do you know they weren't speaking English?
I'm going to break it down.
Information.
Oh yeah, I want
because
it. All right, stop. Hold
the
up.
Indians were smart enough to speak the tribal language and English.
Hold up, y'all. Lex, ask your question because I'm gonna answer it. Go ahead.
All right. The interpreters needed interpreters because they were speaking 2 different languages. So English couldn't have been the Native American language.
How you know that?
How do you know?
And then they said the Negroes were speaking the Indian language.
What language? Oh, my bad.
Now,
my bad.
No, that's not what it said.
English is a pidgin language.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
No.
Made for trade.
Everything ish is pigeon.
Let me tell you something right now, Lex. You're not gonna take that.
Lingua
out of
francas.
context. It says Negroes are frequently met who speak nothing but Indian languages.
But Indian language.
Now,
Negroes. Hold
now,
on.
Hey, Lex.
Lex,
one question.
I'm going to answer you
Indian
now.
Language.
Negroes speak nothing but Indian languages. Now I'm going to tell you what that is. When you're walking around with a white European that's taking the census, you need the nigger to interpret what the other niggers in the hoods is saying.
Right.
That's what they
Right.
mean.
Stop it.
Look,
That's
and
what they
Beth,
mean.
I'll
Straight
take
up.
it. I'll take
That
it
is
one
not
step
what the
Indian
further.
hell that
language.
You know
was
why
saying,
everybody
That's
bro.
loves
what it
hip
That
hop?
is
says.
not.
Because it teaches
That is
foreigners
That's
exactly.
exactly what they're saying.
That's
Y'all
That is
got
exactly
me
exactly
what
what
it
they're
says.
right
saying.
now,
That's
bruh.
when you say Indian, you saying nigga. So nigga speaking nigga language. They needed 2 or 3 to go around
That's
in the
not
same
what they were
territory.
saying,
Yes,
man.
that's exactly what they were saying.
Okay.
Just like
Now,
now,
all right.
They
you
still need a
need
translator
Either
for us
way,
now.
you
Y'all are
Lex.
still
either
sad.
way,
you
This
still
is
either
Yo,
way,
need
Lex.
English is
you
a fusion
still
language
a
from
white
all the
man
rest of the
y'all are
language.
doing this.
a white man today in his 60s
This is
need
crazy.
someone to walk with him in the hood
Y'all are
so that they can
fanatical.
understand
2 or
what
3.
niggas
Nah,
be
bro, you
saying.
crazy.
That's a fact, Sister Betty. That's a fact. They
Yep.
still don't understand
Where
us
did
to
the
this day.
other
They
sister
still
go,
need
Felicia?
Hey,
translation.
You
hey,
gonna
hey,
actually
Lex. Can
roll
you
with
can you
this
go to another
lie?
city and understand the tagging?
Wow, this is so
So
crazy.
then how the fuck did a foreigner come
No,
over
it's
here and
not crazy.
understand
This
everything we
is
talking
fact.
about?
I
That's
can't
facts.
believe that
How
y'all
do
would
they know?
actually
How do they know the
present
difference
this
between
before the
the
world,
hood
and
speak
you got
on
people that
56
will
in them,
The
okay,
only
accept it
person up here that's
without
retarded is
in them,
you,
okay?
Lex.
like
I can't
that is
believe that you been standing
amazing.
up here before the world presenting
Because
yourself so stupid like this. I can't
the
believe it.
human
Lex, I
mind,
bet
the
you don't
human
even know
mind
how
is
many letters were
amazing.
removed from
Once you
our
want to
I
believe
know the
what
something,
human
those
mind
letters
is amazing,
fucking
but
are.
please, Lex, I can't
once you
believe
want
how
to
you just
believe something,
standing up here
man, you'll
No,
see it.
presenting
we don't
yourself to the
believe
That
shit.
shows
world
you
We
like
how
know
this,
who we
man.
powerful
are.
your
I thought
mind
you were
is.
Belief is
Your
smarter than
irrational.
this,
mind is so
man. Good
powerful. I
God.
can show you a picture of one thing and tell you it says another, and just because you believe it, I can make
You
actually
getting
make you
whipped
think
over
this
here,
picture,
Lex.
Good
this
luck
It
in your
picture
rabbit
is
says
hole,
what.
dog.
it
Good
says
luck
they
with that
needed
revolution.
translators,
That is
Negro
amazing.
translators speaking nothing but
That
Indian
is
languages, man.
Negro is a
amazing.
North American.
Y'all are special.
Hey,
No,
Sister
you're
Betty,
Negro
can you
is a
Hey,
screen share
North
you
something
call
to
me
me?
American
special?
Go
Aboriginal.
ahead,
Ain't got
Tayshawn.
shit to do with your
Y'all gonna
pantheism.
turn that into
Hold on,
you
Lex.
need
Hold
Go
on,
ahead,
bro.
to
Tayshawn.
interpret nigga
Go
language.
ahead.
That's what
Lex,
Go
hold
y'all.
on.
ahead, Tayshawn.
Lex, hold on, bro. Hold on.
Sister Betty, I love you, man. You're so crazy. You're so crazy.
You know it's the truth.
Where the
Yeah.
other
My
sister
check.
go?
My
Cause
check.
she quiet. Cause I
Good
Either
know
luck
she
way,
ain't buying that.
Hey,
between
the
Lex.
niggas,
Hey,
it said the
your
niggas spoke
cognitive
nothing but
dissonance.
tribal languages.
okay,
Exactly.
that's right. Go ahead,
I
Tayshawn.
know Phyllis
Nah,
Sullivan
see, I
ain't
wanted to
buying
ask
that.
you,
Lex,
I know she
Lex,
ain't.
damn,
Lex,
chill, bro. God damn.
Lex. Somebody's trying to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now,
I'm sorry. What's
Sister
up?
Betty, I wanted to know if you could pull something up. I'm on my phone, so I can't screen share. I wanted
Okay.
to, if you can type in Lumbee Indians, right? And I hate having a conversation about mixed people because we got mixed people in the community that fuck with us and they know the truth. But at the end of the day, we have to have this conversation to distinguish who's the actual Indian and who's not. And the Lumbee Indians is a perfect explanation of that because the Lumbee Indians,
That's right.
most of them are mixed people, right? They're mixed with a so-called black person and a so-called white person, right? But those descendants are claiming to be Lumbee Indians. So you got to ask yourself,
Yeah, but the
who's
Lumbee
the Indian?
Indians don't claim to be black though.
That's what I'm saying. But they're
Getting
mixed,
that
right?
black.
They're
But they
mixed,
ain't
right?
number
They're
mixed
mixed.
people.
They're
Yeah.
mixed.
So what?
That's
What they
my
got to do
point.
with us?
So stop
Yep.
cutting me off. Shut the fuck up. Stop cutting me off. So my
Nigga,
point
And
fuck.
is,
Lex is
my
over here
point is,
trying to
hold on,
turn
hold
the
on, DJ, hold
How
originals
on,
the
into
DJ, hold
fuck
on,
they
DJ,
get
hold
an
on, DJ, hold on,
Indian
hold
in
on,
them
hold on,
if
hold
they
on.
black, white, and
All
black?
right,
If they
y'all
only
got it.
white and
Y'all
black,
got
how
it.
they
Let's
get
just
an
calm. Let's
Indian?
just calm it down a little.
I was trying to land my plane. If they're mixed with black and white, but the descendants of those, their descendants, the mixed kids are claiming to be Lumbee Indians, but their parents are one parent is black, one parent is white. Which one is the Indian? Because they're mixed with black and white, but they're claiming to be Lumbee Indians. So
Facts.
which one is the fucking Indian?
So that becomes a tribal thing, depending
No,
on whether
Lex,
people are mixed.
Lex,
Brother, hold
Lex,
on. God
Lex.
damn.
Go ahead. Because you
So
about to go
it
on a
becomes a
blabble.
tribal thing, and it becomes so I'm saying a social political issue at this point. Because if I was at that point in time, I would definitely choose my Indian side. I'm
Lex,
not gonna
okay,
choose
stop.
the
Okay,
Negro.
stop right there. Stop.
Bro.
Okay, their parent, they got a white
We
parent
don't
and a
care
black
what
parent.
side of you.
Hold on, Sanchi. They have a a black parent
Y'all
and a
gotta
white
understand
parent. Bro,
history.
shut up. No, because you're retarded. You're trying to take this conversation to something else. They have a black parent and a white parent, but they're claiming Indian. Which one is the fucking Indian, bro? You talking about they have to claim their Indian heritage? Okay.
Hold
the
on,
black
now
and
you
white
talking
parent. Which
about
one
a
is the
black
Indian?
parent and a white parent.
I'm talking about the Lumbee Indians specifically, who are mixed people with black and white parents, but they claim to be Indian. Which one is the
So
fucking
they don't
Indian,
have
bro?
no Indians in that lineage. You're
So you
saying?
don't have no common
Nah,
sense.
look,
Clearly, you
They
have no
probably
common sense.
do,
No,
but
I'm
very little.
asking you.
you
The
gotta
Indian is the
realize what we're
nigga, bro.
trying to
You
say
are
here.
slow. I'm
The
asking
Indian
you
is
for
the
more
nigga. The
information
Indian is the nigga, bro.
about what you're asking me,
Lex, use your brain.
Bro.
If their parent, you can yell all you want. If their parents,
How do
if
y'all
one
want
parent,
to
Lex, if one parent is a black person, so-called black American, the other parent is a so-called white American,
He's
but the
asking me.
offspring, hold on, bro, shut up.
God damn, Sister
Okay,
Betty, how do you
a black,
listen to these
a black,
niggas?
bro, why you get so
When you
hostile,
ever gonna
bro?
listen to a smart nigga
Bro,
like
can
me?
you put him in the back,
Excuse
please?
me, Lex. You gotta listen and mute your mic. You've been on here for a while. You gotta listen. There's other people
All
on the
right,
piano.
brother.
Lex,
I
I'm
get
breaking
it.
it down simple as fuck.
Break it down, brother.
There's a black parent, right? A black American parent, right? There's a white American parent, right? They mix together, they breed, and they have a mixed child, mixed with black and white. This child is now claiming to be an Indian, Lex. Which parent is the Indian in order for them to claim to be a fucking Indian? A black American and a white American breeded together to make a mixed child. That mixed child is claiming to be an Indian. Use your fucking brain, Lex.
I mean, if it's a black and a white parent and neither one of them have Indian heritage, then the child is not Indian at all.
So how are they claiming to be Indian and getting funded by the government if they don't have? Because the nigga is the Indian, fool. You know this, bro.
But
You know the
because
answer,
they're
bro.
making a
Lex,
claim, bro, that doesn't
Lex.
mean
Hold
that.
on. Wait. So they can make the claim. So a mixed kid can make. So wait. So a mixed kid between a black parent and a white parent can make the claim, but us, we can't make that claim. Why is that?
Yeah, it wasn't like an individual kid made it. It was a
Sister Betty, can you pull the pictures up, please? Can you pull
Wait a
the pictures
minute,
up?
it
I ain't
was
gotta go
a
back and
society
forth
of
with you niggas, bro.
mulattoes who lived in that
Hold
area.
up.
And
All
they
right,
chose
I'm
to
gonna
describe
pull
themselves.
up the Lumbee Indians. Hang
Yeah,
on.
pull up.
How do
They
the
pretty
Lumbee
much mixed.
Indians
I agree.
account for 40 million black people being Indians, though? See,
Bro, I'm asking you. I'm talking about the Lumbee Indians right now. Running right now.
How do 300,000 Africans account for 40 million black people being African?
It's called natural progression. It happens. People have sex.
See how
That's
a
what happens.
logical answer? It don't account for all 40 million
He has
black people
Negro
being African.
features.
It
He
only
has
accounts
Negro
for them
features.
having African
He has
heritage.
Negro features.
But they also
He has
have
Negro
Indian heritage.
features. He has
See what I'm
Negro
saying? And that's
features.
the honest
He has
truth,
Negro
man. Y'all
features.
need to stop.
He has Negro features. They have Negro features.
Y'all need to stop. There was no people in West Africa for them to bring over here. West Africa got cultivated and cultivated by other countries. All you gotta do is read up on West Africa.
And the reason why I can speak, on the Lumbee Indians, right? Because
there
my
was
grandma,
no people in
my
West
grandma
Africa.
is from Robeson County, right?
Yeah,
My grandma's
Robeson
from
County.
Robeson County, where the Lumbee Indians are.
All you gotta do is read up on
Stop cutting me
the
off.
whole West Africa was cultivated by other people.
Stop cutting me off. My grandma stated, and she has the proof. She has a written down genealogy. That's how I know who the fuck my people is. Her mom and dad was full-blooded Indians. Her grandma and granddad was full-blooded Indians on both sides. I asked this lady, I said, were they black people? She said, yeah, they was niggas. So she's technically a Lumbee Indian as well. She's
Well, I can't live with
so
them.
I'm asking you. So what I'm asking y'all again, I'm gonna ask y'all one more time for the retards in the back. I'm gonna ask your retarded ass one more time. If a black American and a white American breed and their offspring claims to be Indians, which side is the fucking Indians, bro? Lex, you know the answer.
Are you saying that's the case with all the Lumbee, everyone that's claiming Lumbee Indian over there?
What I'm saying is, if you're mixed,
bro,
I'm answering your question.
ask you a question.
Hurry up, because you're playing semantics. Go ahead.
Are you saying that everybody that claims to be a Lumbee Indian had a black and a white parent and no Indian parents?
The shit went over your head again. I'm telling you,
The black is the Indian, fool.
Hold on, exactly. I'm telling you today. The descendants, the people who claim to be, the nigga is the Indian. Okay, now I'm gonna finish.
I understand.
Once again, okay. So I'm gonna say it again because you get mad. You're getting mad because you're getting mad,
No,
and
I'm
asking a simple
trying to get.
Lex.
I'm
I'm
trying
asking
to
you a
tell you some
simple
slow
fucking
ass nigga
question,
shit,
Lex.
bro.
I'm asking you a simple fucking question. If the Lumbee Indians today
And
are
I'm
mixed people,
asking,
listen, shut up, bro, because the shit
yo,
I don't know why it's going over your head. The Lumbee
yo,
Indians
bro,
today,
you
most
country
of them
bumpkin
are
ass
mixed.
niggas
All right,
gotta
that's all
stop,
you can
bro.
do. That's cool. Like I said,
Cause I'm
the
trying to
Lumbee, the
converse with you,
majority, the
bro.
majority of the Lumbee Indians today are mixed
Can I
with
answer
black
your question?
and white. They're mixed with
That's
black
why I
and
asked
white.
you.
So which
Are,
one is the Indian? If you're mixed with
might
black and
ask
white,
you
which
said
one is the
now you
Indian?
hold on. Now you done changed it. You said the majority now. And
Yes,
that's
the
why I asked
majority of them are
see
mixed,
what I see
claiming
the
Indian.
games.
Hey,
You see
Lex,
the
you might
games,
not know
brother.
about
They're
this stuff.
mixed.
But I
They're
do.
mixed, bro. They're
Hold on,
mixed.
brother.
They're
What I'm
mixed.
saying is you just played a game
Okay,
with the
they're
people.
mixed, Lex. They're mixed with
Hold
black
on,
and white.
bro.
Which one is the Indian, bro? That's a simple fucking
Bruh,
question.
you said a majority of them now.
Majority of them. If Sister
So
Beth
what?
pulls up the
All right.
picture of
So what
these
I want
Lumbee
to.
Indians, you will see what the fuck
All
I'm
right. So
talking
what
about,
I
bro.
want to ask you is, what about the other ones, the minority? What are
The
they
other,
made of?
listen,
Hey,
the
Lex,
other
he's
ones,
from up
the
north
other,
too, for the record.
nigga, I'm from South
He must
Carolina. Shut
not
the
know
fuck up,
about
boy. I'm from
Plecker,
What
South
the
are
one
they
Carolina.
who
made
Shut
of?
your
dropped
You
ass
you.
up,
sound like
boy.
you from New Jersey
The
or something.
ones
You know
who, the
what?
ones who don't
Y'all
claim to
got
be
it, bro.
Indian, they're either claiming just to be
If
white
y'all want
or
to
Noble
take
black.
this
Autumn
country
Bay.
bumpkin Negro as
Okay.
your teacher, I'm gonna let y'all have it, bro.
Lex,
He's
Lex,
obviously don't know what the hell he
Lex,
talking about.
Noble, the link is in the chat, hun. So let's read this. I would like DJ to read this. Please, DJ.
Hey, shout out to Phyllis
Okay,
Sullivan.
let me see.
What's up, Miss Sully? You want to get gully, Miss Sully?
The Negroes and Indian work side by side on the farm and in the shops. Their natural traits are conspicuously illustrated. The Indian is the quicker, the more agile on a spurt, but his black brother has vastly more staying power. The Indian has the more able and nimble legs, but the Negro is better developed in the chest and arms. All
Yeah, the
because a
African
very
is way more
shut the
developed. Yeah.
fuck up and let me finish reading. All because of very obvious reasons. General Armstrong says his best students are those who work all day. I can't read the rest of that, Sister Bethy.
Yeah, it's cut off. But
Yeah, y'all just cut
it's
yourselves again.
it's so it's very clear. The Indian is just the mixed breed. That's all
Yep.
that is.
No,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
That's all
Negroes
that
and
is.
The
Indians
Aborigine
work
is the
Excuse
side
me.
by
original. The
side
Excuse
Indian
on
is the
me.
the
mixed
farm.
breed. And it's the same in Europe
Y'all
with the
can't
Anglo
read.
Indians.
Excuse me. Lex, you're gonna be quiet.
Why won't you
I'm
let
not
me comment on this
Lex.
stuff that y'all are misreading?
We
Y'all
are
can't read.
reading.
Because
Listen. Lex, DJ, can you please read where it says that
What
the
does the
Indian
first
is the
line
quicker?
mean, Sister Betty?
Okay, so you're not gonna be quiet. I'm gonna put you in the back until you learn how to be quiet.
Go ahead.
Goodbye. All right, now I think we can have a better show. DJ.
yes, ma'am.
If you can you please read. Matter of fact, let's just put him out of the studio for now. And we could get somebody else on the panel because he's angry. He came over here talking Indian, and because nobody's going with his African stuff, he wants to divide. It's not going to work. We coming with receipts. This Negro's talking about Googling. So we're going to show you that the Indian is nothing but the mixed breed. So here we go. DJ, can you start? And you can stop where it says all of the obvious reasons. I did this purposely to show that the Indian is just a mixed breed and his black brother. It's very clear. Oh, he fell off. There you go, DJ. Wait a minute. Let me take this down a second. This DJ. Okay, you're in there. Somebody else wanted to get on. I think it was L Bay. But the link is in the chat. If you click it, I'll let you on. But go ahead, DJ. If you could read that from the top one more time.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you won't get interrupted.
The Negroes and Indians work side by side on the farm. In the shops, their natural traits are conspicuously illustrated. The Indian is the quicker, the more agile on a spurt, but his black brother has vastly more staying power. The Indian has the more able and nimble legs, but the Negro is better developed in the chest and arms, all because of very obvious reasons. General Armstrong says his best students are those who work all day.
Okay, so it's clear they're talking about two brothers in the field. One has more of his European looks.
Yep.
I already went through all this on my channel. You'll have to watch the segments from last week where I read the entire article.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
It's clear. The Negro is the darker. The Negro is the full blood.
He's the aborigine. He is the original to the land.
I mean, why is it not saying that? So, why are we just assuming that that's
me
what
being mixed, I'm technically an Indian. So I'm not a full blood. I don't have the original title to the land, and I can't take anything from anybody. I can only be gifted. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
The women in my family who are full-blooded run shit, not me. I just build the foundation for them. I know my place. I have a sense of fucking propriety.
There you go, DJ. Talk that talk, DJ.
I'm just here to back the truth up. I don't give a fuck about feelings or agendas. Like, this is the reality we are living right now. And there are millions of mixed people like me that don't even know who the fuck they are or what the fuck is going on. That's why I'm here, to fucking straighten this shit out.
There you go, DJ.
Originals are originals.
Where are you
Natives and Indians are mixed with the originals. The law is set up to give them benefits over the originals, but they don't have original title to the land. This is Big Mama's house.
That sounds like a good version of Star Wars or some other fictitious shit. That makes no sense.
That's what it is. The rebels.
It doesn't.
The rebels.
Why doesn't it make sense? Why doesn't it make sense, Cujo?
It doesn't make sense because they were being called Indios long before.
Do you know about Anglo-Indians and the mixing that happened in northern
Of course
India?
I do. I'm a product of such admixture. Yeah, I'm a product of such admixture.
So then you know about
between
the English Church
and the
invention of slavery,
as well as the Pamunkey Indians.
And the invention of Anglicism under Queen
Anglicism,
Elizabeth.
you mean the Anglican Church? What are you talking about?
Yes, exactly.
There's no Anglicism. What's that? What about the Anglican Church?
Anyone that calls themselves an Anglo-Saxon is practicing Anglicism.
No, not necessarily. That term didn't become popular until the United States. People in England you don't hear people in England running around calling themselves Anglo-Saxons.
Well, because they're not practicing
the Anglos
Pan-africanism.
primarily. No, that's where the Anglican Church is headquartered. It's headquartered in what's the name of the shit? Canterbury. Yeah, it's still headquartered there. What do you mean? But the people in England recognize that Anglo-Saxons typically live on the eastern edge of the country, where Yorkshire and all that is. My family,
you're missing the point I was making about the
Anglo-Indians that doesn't have anything to do with
the American Indians, and how there's a progression of information.
That's not true. No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, it is though.
I want to taste it out. I want to ask me the questions y'all was asking him. I won't get upset.
Okay, so let's go to Mr. Parker's been sitting here quietly for a minute, and then we're gonna go to Noble Autumn Bay and then DJ GG. Mr. Parker, you can unmute your mic, brother.
Oh, I'm gonna fall back for a minute. I jumped on here. I was trying to get at Lex, and then before you put him off.
Oh, he'll be back up. It's just I put him out.
Multitasking, but I'm sitting here listening and working on the computer. I'll hop back in a second.
Okay. Noble Autumn Bay. Or
Hey,
peace.
Peace. How you doing, Miss Lady?
I'm good. How about you?
All is well. All is well. Yeah, from my understanding, the Spanish were the first to come, right? Okay.
They were the
Everywhere
first
the Spanish
to come back constantly. Yeah, they weren't the first Europeans to come up. But yeah, as far as our modern concept of it, yeah, the Spanish.
Okay. From my understanding, everywhere the Spanish touched down outside of Spain and they encountered dark-skinned people, from all the writings I done went through, from all the Spanish, whenever they came upon the indigenous people, they called them Negroes. So I connected it with.
Did they call them that all the time? You know,
Yeah, that's when it was them reclassifying them.
Cujo.
Another important distinction, fellas,
Okay.
is that was Castile and Aragon over there, and this was called Hispaniola.
We're gonna do it one.
That is not true. That is not true. This
Yes.
was never called Hispaniola.
Okay, Cujo, can you mute your mic and let people finish talking and not cut people off so the audience can hear? The audience can't hear when two people are talking. No, but you were interrupted.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so yeah, I did a comparison of the Carolinas, and as I cross-examined in reference from the Carolinas, I came across what they call the Carolans people that's in the Negro Islands. When these Spanish people came and inhabited the Negro Islands, they like I said, they called these people Negroes. They called these people Negroes. Now, when you go and look at the Carolan people, I swear for Jesus Christ, they look just like Negroes over here. Afros. This ain't the mixed old thin hair. This ain't none of that. This is Afro. This is going up. This is not going down. So I cross his hand. I'm like, why would they call these people over here Carolan and call these people over here Caroline? Because both of them, they was up under Spanish occupation, and when they were, like I say, when they arrived, they identified the indigenous people. They call them indigene as Negroes. So what Sister Beth is saying, and she's been saying, and I've been paying attention for weeks. It all make perfect sense. It goes back to when I was talking about the Watauga and the Cumberland areas, where they had the Moorish districts, where they would put the half breeds inside of the Moorish districts.
Yep.
Now, while I'm going there with the Moors, because the same thing happened inside of the Negro Islands.
Mm-hmm.
They had these districts sectioned off before the church got there. There were Muslims there in the Philippines before the arrival of the Christians.
Facts.
So,
all throughout Asia. Yes, sir.
There were from the Philippines,
Thailand, Malaysia,
all that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. They were under a sultan, and the sultan, the last reigning sultan of all of those districts or those Moorish districts was Sharif Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Sharif Ali. Now, this is what we're getting in. Now, think about what I'm saying. From the Carolan to the Caroline. Caro mean Indian. Caro mean Indian. It's the Indian line.
Yeah.
Caro, or not even Caro. We can say Caro. Because we can also take it back. We can hold on, because I don't want to lose. I'm a linguist, and I'm very, very. I have to let me get my story out, because if you can catch them, I will give it to you all, and you can see this picture. So we got the Caroline. Remember, they said Ali was a so-called Cherokee from North Carolina. We just gonna say so-called because we don't got the proof. Okay, but this Caroline is the Indian line. If you go to Caratuck, North Carolina, and in that area, they call that area the Dismal Swamp and all that. They call it the Indian line, Indian town, and that town was nothing but Negroes. Nothing but Negroes, free Negroes of color, copper color. So, the Caroline, if you look at it, all of that was everybody on the coast, along the coastlines, when they inhabited them, they called them Negroes, Indians, from off of the Indian line, the Indian coast. I think we call it what? Andes?
Andes. Yep.
Andes. Yep. So all that is the Andes, the Indies, all that is the same
Indus.
thing.
Yep.
The Indus, all of that. So what we tracing back is we following the phonetic footprints, the phonetic sound markers.
Cumberland.
The Cumberland.
No, Umber. Umber is ground. Umber.
Yep.
Carolina. Cumberland.
Yep. Carol. And also Carolina come from the Carol or Carlos or the freemen.
Yeah, King Charles.
The freeman. To be a Carolinian, to be a North Carolinian or be a Carolinian, that means that you are a freeman. To be born in the Carolinas. My seventh great grandmother said 1825. That's as far as I found in her records. 1825, about that Caroline. She would be considered a free Negro or a free Indian because there was no slavery in the Carolinas. In North Carolina, all the Negroes were allowed to be free from 1749 to 18. It was something else. I think like 1860. Then that's when they switched everything over. Did their Reconstruction, but. That's why I want to say you have the Moore flag that was symbolizing the I want to say the establishment of the Caroline colony. But when they established it, they had to leave. Remember, they always got to leave a mark of the aboriginal people, the original people that were there before them. So what they did was they placed a crescent on their flag along with a palm tree, which is really an alm tree. You feel me? Alms, giving us our alms. Whenever you give somebody alms, you give them their respect, give them their props. You know what I'm saying? So they, I want to say that Carolina is the man. It's so key to this thing, man. Carolinas is so key to all of this. The Carolinas and the Virginia.
Oh,
It's so key to what we're trying to
but that ain't a
relate.
crescent. That ain't
As
a
far
crescent.
as us inhabiting these Europeans, these Spaniards, and them identifying us as Negro, and basically just letting the world know we are the Indians. We are Indians. There's no way around it. You can't be an Indian without being a Negro. I'm sorry.
Hey, that flag, it ain't got a crescent moon. It's a gorget. That's a gorget.
But yeah, that's the correlation though. You can just Google and check it.
Hey,
you heard me?
I just had a weird epiphany. If you take the C off of Carolina and you etymologically analyze it, it would be Aeolian, which would be of the wind from Latin Aeolus.
Yeah,
God
but
of the
that's
winds.
not etymology. What you did, that's called a homophone. It sounds like it doesn't have that. The etymology would mean that the two words are related. You just gave an example of a homophone. That's not etymology.
No, but I'm trying to get at the objectivity of naming it Carolina.
Carolina was named after
Carolina
of England.
It go back further than
but it's a Greek name.
No, Carlos is actually a Latin name.
Yeah,
it's Latin.
But Aeolian is a 16th century word, whereas Aeolus or God of the winds is Latin. Like Aeolian is Greek. Get what I'm saying? Like Aeoli or Menes.
Well, Carolina, like I said,
that has nothing to do with the English who landed in, who went into the Carolinas in the 1600s. That has nothing.
Who went in there, Carolina? Then who the first contact people?
The Carolina, like I said,
who the first contact people there then?
Well, probably Pamunkeys.
Nah, not in Carolina. The first
but we have a propaganda of like Greek people being here and being surrounded with the title Indian and all this Mediterranean references and shit.
Well, yeah,
that was what I was pointing out.
There's
this philological disambiguation going on as well as in the flesh.
Yeah, if you go back to the character, if you go back to the Yalpim tribe there in a character, they're gonna say that they don't know if those Indians are if they were no, matter of fact, they're gonna say Indian slaves.
Yeah,
Indian slaves.
Slavery was going on before.
The only slave that was in character was Negro.
Okay. So, I don't know who was next. I think Little Mayhem, you wanted to say something, Mayhem Wild Indian, and then DJ GG.
Yeah, I just had a little smoke for Noble about that flag.
Thank you.
Oh, you should be able to get on now, Choctaw. Here's the link.
I'm trying to figure out the obsession with wanting to be from Africa.
That's Lex. He is just overly obsessive. That's why he's still in the chat. He thought he could come over here and, you know, do the African thing, and everybody wasn't having it. But anyway, Lil Man said he got some smoke for Noble about the flag.
Yeah, about that flag.
What's up with the flag, Noble?
Noble, you there?
Your mic is muted if you're talking, Noble.
He ain't want no smoke.
No.
What's the flag? What flag y'all talking about?
The Carolina flag, South Carolina flag.
Oh, we lost Noble. He left. He fell off.
Yeah, he ain't want that smoke.
So, I don't know, Choctaw, did you want to say something before I pull up the what I was originally going to pull up?
No, ma'am. Go ahead. I'll wait for your presentation.
Okay, so all I'm saying is this, and I stress this, you know, bringing back the Indians alive. We were put to death on paper. We were literally put to death on paper. Your birth certificate identifying you as Black, Negro, colored, all those race identifiers put you to death. You were originally the Indians that were removed from their lands. And I can't stress it enough that you do not have to go back that far in history to understand who you are. If I was born in 66 and I go back 4 generations, I'm in 1878. A lot was going on from 1878, 18 and earlier to the 1800s. There were many things going on happening to the very people born in these times. Here,
yeah, yes,
you have it. The War of 1812. The Indian, you got even in 1787, when the Indian territories started becoming states, when the chiefs admitted the Indians' lands into this corporation. And then the War of 1812, right after that, our ancestors were fighting against what was being done to them. Look at what happened look at this. You have the 1700s.
Bethy.
Bethy.
It was 1872 and 1873 that over 3 million buffalo were killed and our whole way of life was destroyed.
Yeah, if you're looking at this from when we came, when the Indian territories, our lands, if you lived in South Carolina and you didn't want your land or the United States having control over your land, it was entered into the corporation beyond your wishes, starting in 1787 after the Revolutionary War. Whether you wanted your land to be a part of the United States snakes of America, it was admitted by our own people.
And that's the first step. So, like, we gotta admit
and
that
then
we're a part of it.
Here comes the War of 1812, the Indian Removal Act, and the Civil War. Our ancestors were born in these times and going through these times. They were warring against each other to stop the control of the many different state governments from taking their lands and moving them off of it. Our ancestors were going through this whole Reconstruction era. We have 1,800 census sheets. We have 1810 census sheets, 1830 census sheets, 1840, 1850, 1860, 1870, 1880, all these census sheets. Our ancestors went through this. During the Indian Removal Act, when they were forcibly removing all the farmers off of their land, our ancestors. When this Indian Removal Act was going on, they were moving Negroes off their farmlands. They were the Indians who owned the lands. They weren't Asian people that they were removing off their farmlands in the Confederate States. You have to understand who you are. And whatever Indian you were, or in whatever Indian territory you were in, you got a new identity when you came into and were forced into the United States Corporation. And they identified you as a Black. Everything you were identified as, everything but what you and who you truly are. They made you Black. The United States federally recognized white Indians that looked more European and called them the civilized tribes. They took over your tribe identity.
With the church, yes, ma'am, because that's what civilized means. You're a subject of the whole order of the Holy See, which is the church and state called religion.
Now, if I can look at this sheet that I put up, and I'm at the top, being born later in 1966, if I count 4 generations before me, I'm landing at my great-great-grandmother who was born in 1878. If I know my great-great-grandmother and my great-grandma and my grandma, don't you think she knows her grandma and great-great-grandma? By the time it's 1878, her great-grandma was on the 1800 census. All of them were on the 1800 census. All this time, the wars and removal act, this is what our ancestors went through. This is why they end up in the hoods, off their farmlands in the South. They were being burnt out, harassed, and given 24 hours to leave off their lands. This is what this government did to our grannies. So when these Pan-Africans come up here and don't have the respect for my granny and my granny's stories, they had to get off their lands. I'm shitting you not. These signs were put up, giving them 24 hours to get off there. 40 acres, 160 acres, 200-acre lands. They were the Indians that were removed. These are the Negroes were forced into the Indian Removal Act, into the Reconstruction era, into the Civil War, into the War of 1812. This didn't happen to Chinese people. And when everything was over and you were assimilated forcefully into this United States corporation, you were given the identity of Black. They killed us on paper. So what I'm saying to you is you have a right to go down to your state vital statistics office and demand that your birth certificate is corrected with who you really are. It's going to take you, the individual, to start this action. You want them. Well, you don't, because they make it harder for themselves. You want them to deny you to correct your race identity so you could take their ass to court. They are against their own laws if they do. It's unconstitutional to be having Black. That's humiliation on your birth certificate. The United States never recognized the uncivilized Indians, who is the Negroes. You've always
Black means
been
you're
dead.
dead in law.
It means you're dead. They don't want to recognize you. But now you have the right to go in there and correct your identity. You have a right to self-identify. There's no way you would lose in any court. They want you to deny them. You go down there and you march in there and you tell them that you want to correct your race identity. American Indian, you could put that.
Yeah, what you're
If they
speaking on
tell
right
you
now.
no, they're going to verbally tell you that they're not going to do it. But that's okay. You go take their ad, you write down the person's name that verbally denies you from correcting your race identity. Write it down. And then you go to the court and file a lawsuit against that individual and the commissioner, her boss.
Can you hear me, Sister Bethy?
And bring their ass to court. Give me a minute, Mr. Parker.
Okay.
I'm telling you to walk in there. Don't get nasty with them. Don't be mean. Don't be arrogant. Let them deny you. Write their name down and find out who the commissioner of that agency is, that local town. And you write their name down and you bring a lawsuit against them. And if each one of us individually do this in the courts across the states, we got to fix it. If you, the individual, don't fix it, then you're the problem.
Facts.
You got to do it. Mr. Parker, it's yours.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what you were speaking on is more support of us being the original Indians, because they name removal of millions of people from all these southern states, and the Trail of Tears and the reservations that exist today just doesn't add up to the massive of people that they said they removed, which were originally called Indian. So the ones that when all the fire and the killing and locking us up and using laws and paperwork to take our land, that was all of us that refused to move and refused to leave from the South, and we didn't go on the Trail of Tears. That was just a few of the ones that's in the reservation now. Some of us went, but most of us stayed on our land and fought, and that's when all the other things took place. But
what other things took place?
Say it again.
I said, what other things took place? I mean, because if you're saying
it was tons of
people who didn't leave, like what? How are those people able to stay?
The black codes, the
I'm
of
talking
over
about
3
after the Indian
million
Removal
buffalo.
Act. I don't see what the Indian Removal Act has to do with any of you.
What do
At
you
all.
mean? It was us
Except
that
the
they were
little Indian dude
removing.
who said that shit that y'all like.
How did
Maybe him, but
redlining
it
happen?
don't have nothing to do with none of y'all.
Excuse me. I just put up with our ancestors.
Yeah,
with
and I think you're mistaken.
what ignorance? Well, you know what?
Okay, look,
Your
I'm being
personal
respectful. I
problem.
mean, I gotta say it how I say it, man. I mean,
Well,
sister, you might
well,
you're older than me, so I'll give you that, ma'am.
It doesn't matter if I'm older than you
Yeah,
or younger than you.
no,
I'm
because I don't
bringing
like when little
facts.
boys talk to me.
Okay. Okay. So let me tell you this. Do you have any proof that you can bring up and present to the people here to debunk what I'm saying? If you
Yes.
don't,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Where is it?
Pull
it up.
Where is it?
Pull it
You
up.
can put it up, and it debunks what you said.
Pull it up, sir.
Your information debunks what you said.
What
You know
information do you
know why,
have?
sister?
What
Because
do you have?
you said that the Indian Removal Act in 1830. How did that affect Black Virginia?
That's us. That's our people.
No. The majority of Black people lived in Virginia. In 1800, majority of Black people lived in Virginia.
We lived all over the entire
What are you
country. What
talking
are you
about?
talking about?
Look it up.
If my family
Look
from
it up.
Oklahoma, and I stay in
Majority
Tennessee
of Black
right
people lived
now.
in Virginia in 1800.
Cujo,
I'll
let
put it
me
in
tell
the
you. I'm going to
Why
tell
do
you
most
right
people
now.
that you know say their
Pull it
family are
up.
from the South?
Got the South.
Virginia is
we
the
was
South,
all in
brother.
Virginia.
Virginia is the South. There was this thing called
what
the
type of
domestic
pseudo
slave
Virginia?
trade. Have you ever heard of the
What you
domestic
talking
slave trade?
Excuse me. Are you aware that there are 50 states?
Are you aware that there weren't always 50 states?
Are you aware
It
that
was
there
always
are 50 states?
it was
There were
always
not
the whole
always 50
United States.
Are you aware that we were all over the United States landmass?
You are mistaken when you say
Are
that.
you aware?
Have you heard of Queen
You
Khalifa?
aren't either.
Excuse me.
You aren't aware of it either. You're not aware of it either because it's
Now
not true.
I'm going to pull up
So
more
you're
information.
capping, bro.
You're not going to pull up anything to prove what you said.
You know, you're not going to
It's
tell
not.
me what
It's not.
No,
I can sit
excuse
back
me.
and relax
First
and
of
listen
all,
to you.
okay, well, you
You can't
relax
prove it.
and you learn. You relax and you learn.
Baptist, pull up Queen Khalifa
Cujo
who ran California.
Cujo was raised up by
No,
before
Cujo
any
is from
European
Richmond, Virginia, brother.
Okay, so
I'm from
ever
Richmond.
reached
let's
here.
go.
I'm from Richmond.
Yeah, you was raised by the natives.
Original Black people on the West Coast to the East Coast. What are you saying about
Black
Virginia?
people on the West Coast.
I'm from
A
Columbia,
black
Tennessee,
woman ran the
and
West
half
Coast.
of this town
So why do
is
we
from
talk?
Oklahoma.
Bro, you got so little
Excuse me.
information. You just need to leave the
Excuse
panel,
me.
brother.
Sir, excuse me. We had black governors here in
You're not equipped.
Massachusetts and Connecticut in
Well, I mean, I'm not equipped. Show me in
1755.
that.
All
Let
right.
me engage in
You
discourse.
said that there were all black people in Virginia. In
No, I didn't say
Connecticut, we're
all
talking
black people. I
about.
said the majority
You
of black
did.
people lived
Sister
in
Bethy?
Virginia in the 1800s. And they did.
Well, I just debunked you.
That's not a debunk. How is that
It
debunking?
is.
The
It is
majority
a
of black
debunk.
people lived in
It is
Virginia.
a
The
debunk.
majority of black
No,
people
they
did live in
didn't.
Virginia.
No, they didn't.
And
No,
if
they
you're
didn't.
not from Virginia, South
Where's your
Carolina, or
proof?
North Carolina, or
Where
Maryland,
is your proof?
you got family in
Where's your
Virginia
proof?
too.
Where's your proof?
Okay. I'm gonna put it in the back check. I don't know how to do all the standing on screen.
I'm from Tennessee. I ain't got no family in Virginia, and my granddaddy was
Keep
staying
your
in
mic.
Columbia, Tennessee
We
in
know most of us don't
1830.
have no
I'm
family
going to
from
ask
Virginia.
that you refrain from talking until you bring up information that you can debunk. Go ahead, certified Sachi.
My granddaddy was living in Columbia, Tennessee in 1830. And for all those who not aware, when you looking at them census records, they didn't start marking the slaves on there to 1870. So anybody you find but before that was not a slave.
Thank you.
Facts. Yeah, mine was living in Crystal Springs, Mississippi in 1813, and there wasn't no slaves.
Debunking the slave
Mississippi
theory.
didn't become a part of the Union until
Sister Becky,
that's when
please pull up when they started marking the slaves on the census. Pull it up. Show it to everybody. 1870.
What, a slave in the census? The slaves aren't listed in the census. They're listed as property in the census.
Put the link in the back
I'm gonna
chat.
put up the population thing first.
There were Negro slave owners owning slaves. We were the owners.
Exactly.
We were the
and
owners.
most of our property were our children. or
That's not. I
employees.
mean, that's the case in the small town people. Not in a lot.
Off of
You have like your own.
You
There
are
were
a
European
foolish.
slaves.
You know what? I don't got time for no foolish niggas. Boy, take your ass out of here. Next. Anybody else got something
All I was gonna say
legitimate to
is,
say?
all I was gonna say is, growing up, man. Rest in peace, my grandmother. But this is all she spoke of. She was in the groups with Malcolm X. Malcolm X used to go to my grandmother's house and eat dinner, man. His favorite meal was lamb, and she know how to cook it. Every time she spoke of this, she said we had the governments. They didn't get the governments until Roosevelt. She said this out her mouth. I just ignored it. My mother told me this growing up. I ignored it. You feel me? Because I thought what we was learning in school was correct. But my
And it
mom
was
said this.
Roosevelt. It was Roosevelt that gave us the 10 books that we are taught in compulsory education today, and he's also the trust buster. He's
But
the
that's
one
the
that busted our trusts.
but that's the thing though. So they changed up all the dictionaries and encyclopedias over time. But growing up, my mom had a selection of dictionaries and encyclopedias. Slavery was equal as employment. So
Facts.
what
Exactly.
slaves
That's a
what
fact.
slaves
That's a
own bank?
fact.
How?
Remember that
Exactly.
document I read, Bethy, when the generals or whatever his name said his best workers worked all day. His best workers. That's why I emphasize that, because they came on an apprenticeship. Merchant Marines. Remember them?
Correct.
But my thing is for all the pan boo boos out there, and all these Africans, you know what I'm saying? If they come over strong, they all this strongness, they all this. Why is they so weak over here? Why do everybody come to this land? If Africa is so great, why do they all come over here?
Facts.
Because they don't have a Gulf Stream.
That's because
majority
their
of Africa,
land is not their land is not it's not
It's
prosperous
not
enough.
fertile.
It's
They
not
majority
don't
of
have a
prosperous
Africa
Gulf
enough.
was
They
Stream.
don't
cultivated by
produce a
other
lot.
countries. There was
I
no people
learned
in
that
West
from
Africa to bring here either.
but I learned that from when I was in middle school. I took up a class, Kiswahili, which all the Kenyans speak. My instructor said this out his mouth. So you telling me that African man is lying?
Right? Nekunzololo Mpango.
Like his last name is Mr. Goosen. He told us this every day in class. He said, I feel so bad because y'all don't understand. But see, I don't care about getting fired because y'all need to know the truth. This man cried
Facts.
for us because
You
we
know,
over here looking stupid. You see what I'm saying? Everybody that comes over here look down on us because they all know and we the only ones don't.
It's the
Come
true
on,
land of
man,
milk and
make
honey.
that make sense. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is like when I went in, I spent money on getting my people's background from the National Archive. All my people come from Italy, Texas, and down there in Butler County, Alabama. So where is the Virginians coming from? Like, no, bro, it was people all over this land. They know
Right?
that. So
I
come
spent
on, man.
30K.
Like these pan boo boos is getting beatings and they don't like it. They taking all these L's and they don't like it because you got Sister Betty coming with receipts. Even though my man Dane ain't here, he's coming with receipts. You got Chief coming with receipts. All our people is coming with receipts. But all y'all do is come with the same stuff that they put in our minds.
Well, he's coming from the angle of the Virginia Company of London or the
No,
Virginia Trust and Holding Company. That's probably
like
who
this,
he represents.
no,
Talking about
but
Virginia.
I
yeah, but
want
still though, like it's just so crazy
Like
on
we
how
only exist in Virginia and we're all subjects of the crown through the Virginia colony. Like, get the fuck out of
correct.
here. We were all
no,
I
over, man.
want.
I got Athabaskan. I got fucking Salish. Like, nigga, we were all. I have family from all over the east and the west coast.
I'm gonna
I
tell
got a,
you.
I got a, I got a, I got an uncle from Guatemala that married into my family. How about that?
But I got one thing to say, and I just want to leave everybody with this. Like, I don't want to talk religion, but see, coming from a religious family, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I had to learn this truth. See, everybody don't understand about Mr. King Darius there. The same people that they call Xerxes the First. That same dude is the same dude that everybody that worship religion is under. He started the Knights of the Templars and all that just to come over to the Americas because he knew where the sweet land were. He knew where the best people in the world, if we could stop them from coming a whole, we could run the world. He knew. Why y'all think he did what he did on his campaign? He went over there to the European lands and gathered them up and got them on board. He went to the Mongoloids and got them on board. And then what group did that start? Moors. What other group did that start? The conquistadors. The conquistadors wasn't just Spanish, they was French, German, all that. Anglo-Saxon, all that.
The order
So
of
this is why I
Santiago.
want people to stop going on with that Pan-African bull, because that Pan-African bull is new, man. That's all new stuff. We are the originals, man. Real talk. But that's all I got, man. Appreciate you, sis.
Thank you. I am going to continuously repeat this on my channel. These Pan-Africans and these agents keep running up on our panels to try everything in their power to stop you from going to your local state offices to go and correct your race. They don't want you to do it because the problem is, you see, I'm showing you what Granny and Grandpa went through. The states, this government did not want to recognize the black, dark Indians, us, the brown ones.
The black codes.
They did not. You have a right to go and correct your race identity. I'm showing you the years that Grandma and Grandpa went through. These Pan-Africans don't want you to go and correct your history, because by you doing that, it brings back the Indians that they put to death on paper. You are the descendants. You are the full bloods. And you have to understand this. And the way to correct this is to go to your local state departments to correct your race identities. If you can sit on YouTube for 4 and 5 hours to listen to debates, you can go down to your local vital statistics office and correct your race identity. Let them deny you. But the one that's deny you, you write their name down and you find out the commissioner's name and you sue them in your local state courts.
You want them to deny you because that means they've got to pay you.
You want them to deny you because that means they got to pay you. And if you don't act on it, you're hurting yourself.
But if you're going to get paid, you have to conduct yourself in a respectable manner.
Correct.
You have
Don't
to
go
establish
in there
just
when they get
just
angry,
like we're learning here. Yep, you can't lose your shit or you won't win your court case.
Angry. Correct. When you get angry and act niggerish and wild, go in there professional. Tell them you're there to correct your race identity. You have your records. You have your granny's history. You have no history of coming from Africa. That is not you. These Pan-Africans are agents, and they're put out here to make you think otherwise. They are liars. I'm telling you.
Use them as they try to use you. Use them as a game of spiritual leapfrog and learn to lighten your heart like a feather so that when you go to court, you can wear a pair of white gloves with a cane and a top hat with a feather in that bitch.
There is nothing that can stop you. You have proof. The Pan-Africans don't have proof. They're liars.
Once we do that, this whole house of cards collapses. It implodes. Then all of once the aboriginals are free, then the natives are free. And then we see who's behind the curtains.
Facts.
I know about y'all, but I want to find out who this Wizard of Oz is in my lifetime. I don't want to leave that to anybody's babies.
This man here on the left told his story right before the General Assembly. One of the chairmen of the Pequot tribe, both of them are chairmen of two separate tribes. They used to be one tribe, and they got divided by the colonizers. They made the white guy the Indian. They took your identity and kept you down and made you the black nigger, unrecognized.
Mm-hmm. It's called disambiguation. Did it overseas too, to those people, the pilgrims.
They never wanted to recognize Pookie and Ray Ray for who they are. Pookie and Ray Ray did not come from Africa. None of the white Europeans that are Indians in these tribes are full bloods. None of them. Do you understand why? They are not full bloods. None of them.
Sister Bethy, I've heard one of them tell me he was 362nd Cherokee. Try and figure that math out.
All of them like, living off your blood. You're the full blood. With that being said, I'll be back tomorrow spitting the same thing. And I'm going to keep spitting it until we get our people down to these vital statistics offices in your local state that you were born in and correct your race identity. And I won't stop. When we begin making civil corrections, that's when the enemy sends his agents. None of them, Pan-Africans, got a leg to stand on with their DNA tests. None of them. It's not admissible or accepted anywhere. Only in their dumb ass indoctrinated minds.
Mm-hmm. Your Pan-Africans are your boule. And then you've got your religious ecclesia. Two sides of the same coin, called the Holy See, or church and state. Your government that controls your mind.
And with that being said, I've been on here almost 4 hours. Hit the like button. I appreciate everyone for coming out. Pardon for the massive confusion that Mr. Lex caused. It's what he's known for. He's doing his job as an agent. So hit the like button. I'll be back tomorrow. Sunday, DJ ZPE, Ab Power, Chief Curtis, and hopefully Lieberson, I'm not sure, will be doing a breakdown of the movie The Matrix. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be in Zoom because we don't want to get our channel striked. So we'll come live this Sunday it's going to be this Sunday at 8 o'clock in Zoom. So have your wine. This is a really great breakdown. And we'll be promoting it all week. And they're going to give you the breakdown. It's stuff like movies like that and getting the real breakdown. Really, I mean, I'm just so into it. Learning about the umbilical cord and them cutting it because they're not supposed to cut it because it's stopping you from knowing who you were and all this. It's really great stuff. So we'll be promoting it all week. It's free. We're just gonna come live on that day, give you the link here so you could come in Zoom, and then we're gonna shut it down and they're gonna get into it, giving the breakdown of the Matrix. All are invited. Again, thank you, and everybody have a warm day. I'm out of here. Good night, everyone.
Peace.
Good night.
Good night. Love y'all.